Everyone.
Ahoy, hoy, everybody. How's it going this morning? Woohoo, it's Sunday.
It is Sunday.
So, hello, Tricky Luggers. Hello, everyone. We've got coffee here.
Hey, we have matching insulated coffee cups.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's extra hot. I can tell that it's insulated. It's hot, hot, hot. And you know what else is?
What's that?
You know what else is hot, hot, hot right now? I gotta say,
we're pretty bright here. Little.
There we go. You know what else is hot, hot, hot right now? Is our backdrop.
Check this out.
By Lana Zaccardi, which is amazing. And I love that it says LOL.
LOL.
I love that it says LOL on it.
Awesome. It reminds me of Mexican mosaic tile work.
It's just really great.
So
lots
colorful.
of colors. And you know what I see up there at the top? Coral. We've got coral, ladies and gentlemen.
Goodness.
All right. There is, and also I love all the dots.
Break the windows in everyone's houses.
Probably, but that's all right. You know, Brenda's coming on soon, so she's going to take care of that for us.
You know how that always happens?
I can see her in the green room. So,
you ever notice how that always happens in action movies? You know, like Wanda goes like this and all the windows blow out of the building and then everyone is just like, oh, well, that was cool. And they're fine.
We have no windows, but it's fine. Anyway, so happy Sunday to everybody. We've got a power-packed panel today. Power-packed panel today.
We have our cast of irregulars.
We have our cast of irregulars is mostly here. And then we have our irregular guests as well, who are all wonderful and fabulous. I'm so excited for this show. And we're going to be talking about color and design in Lego, so this is a perfectly appropriate background. FabuFan MKE. We've got coral. Yeah, we do. We've got coral. How about you? Coral.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
That's the news.
That's going to be like Carol Burnett's Tarzan yell. They're going to be like, do the coral.
Do coral. Yeah, probably not though.
Or not in our minds.
In my head. That's headcanon now.
You know, this Lego dragon by the camera is menacing me in the most awesome way.
Yeah,
he's pretty cool.
Good. Love having him there. So, anywho,
I know for stuff that you can see.
Yes. Powerback was a fun comic book series indeed. And you know what else is awesome? Coral.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, I'm saying.
Right, the whole day is LOLs. It says it right behind
everybody
us.
Loves coral. All right, so let's start bringing our guests in, shall we?
Let's.
You know her, you love her. Please welcome to the stream. Holly is here. Hi, Holly.
Hi, Holly. Ahoy, everyone.
Ahoy, hoy. How are you doing today?
Pretty good. I've got some spotty internet today, so we'll see how this goes.
Okay.
Right.
Well, you look great. Your lighting looks good. Your lighting in the background is especially excellent.
I know your build room always makes me want to go over there and start rummaging through drawers and building.
Come on over.
And it makes me want to move things just slightly to see if you notice or not.
I would. Yeah, people do that to me all the time. Yeah,
I'm sure you would. All right. So next up, we've got, here he is, everybody, the star of internet streams everywhere. It's Moto. Hi, Moto.
No, you got me.
How's it going,
Holly?
You're pretty prolific on streams, Moto. I gotta say,
quantity over quality, as I would say.
Well,
it's funny. For years, all through the 90s, you know, some before, some after, I wore all black every day, all
the time.
Art.
Now you're the only one that wears color.
And look, I'm wearing everyone else is wearing black.
Colorful background.
And Holly and I didn't even communicate. We managed to hit the shirts again.
Very nice.
Hey, Moto, turn your mic up just a little bit if you can.
Yeah, I would. If you don't mind, Moto, your mic could go up just a hair.
I will.
All right, everybody. Here is another one of our wonderful irregular guests. Please welcome Minifig Chick. Hi, Cara.
Hi, Cara.
Hi, everyone. How's it going?
Let's see. And now we are going to have our special guests on. I'm so excited.
Hey, Moto, here's your cue. We have opportune.
What was that?
There we go.
Very good. Very good. Oh, there you go. You're waiting for it, folks. Everybody's wanting this to happen. It's God. Okay, kids. Let's welcome our guests on. Please. Now, this first guest was on our show a very, very long time ago, and she hasn't been back for a while. She's got her own, Twitch stream and things going on. All right. Now you're just distracting.
He's gonna green room us.
Kids. Now I haven't started teaching classes yet, and I'm already like in teacher mode. You kids. All right, everybody, please welcome to the stream, Misstapkat.
Hi, everyone. Hi.
How's it going?
It's going. I've got my coffee too.
Yeah,
This is cup number 2 already.
Coffee is a thing that must be had. It looks like you've expanded your collection behind you since the last time you were here.
A little bit. So we'll see if it stays up because this likes to fall down. It's the We Love What You Build, the periodic table of the different Lego colors.
Yeah.
Yay, I was
it.
thinking about that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really handy with Studio because I never know what color I'm trying to. And I'm like, does this actually look like this? So then I'll pull that off the wall and like, oh, okay, this is the one that I'm looking for.
Cool.
And microphone cozy.
And yeah, I was going to say,
yeah. I actually made this myself.
I was
I
just started because I know you are into the fiber arts.
Yes.
And that's awesome. I was wondering if you made that yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll have to talk later about how you keep your microphone out of the way from your building table because I'm having a terrible time with that.
Oh yeah, I've got mine. We'll see if it'll stay. It's on like a giant, like a big boom. It's clipped to my desk, but it's hard. I'm constantly bumping it.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. And now coming back after a 1-week hiatus because they just couldn't stay away and we couldn't say no. We couldn't say no. The cat came back. Couldn't stay away. Everybody, please welcome Kevin from imboredtoys and Brenda, artinjest. Hi.
Hi, guys.
Hi, friends.
Hello.
Hi.
We've just
How's
been
it
working
going?
in your green room until now.
It's true.
We just wait.
I was feeding my face with pasta.
You shoveled down some
As
pasta.
well you should. As
Yeah.
well you should. We try, and
We had yummy food from our local bakery.
We did today, but most days that we stream, it's a panic just to even get the coffee to the table in time. So
Yeah.
I would describe the pre-stream environment as frenzied.
I
Average.
was frenzied.
You were frenzied.
Especially today.
I also have no responsibilities pre-stream. I am purely decorative. Because I was like, Kevin, I need a pin. He's like running around trying to plug things in. I was like, I need a tile that's turquoise. It was great.
I know Flynn is furiously pushing buttons, looking at the screen, pushing buttons, and I'm like, Flynn, would you put my coffee on the other side of the table, please?
Richard, I feel like you and I serve the
Is
same
this shirt
nonsense.
too green? Is this shirt too green for the background? I don't know. You'll have to look at the picture.
But can you see it?
Amazing.
I love that you guys acknowledge it too. It's like it's not like you're doing it by accident.
No.
Absolutely not. People have asked us before, do you guys ever get this like, how real is your stream Sona? And I'm like, this is exactly how we exist.
We're pretty normal.
This is the same.
Well, we're not normal. But
We're not normal, but like consistently.
she's insane.
This is your normal. Yeah.
I'm a normal.
You're the normal in our dynamic. We need all dynamics
Brenda.
need one person who's responsible for.
You're not nearly loud enough right now.
I know, right? Well, look at you. Put the mic closer to me today. It makes
Brenda,
it-
I believe he is the X to your Y.
Yeah, right. It's true.
Well,
Sorry, we were
Right
talking
to-
math
right to
yesterday,
us.
so I thought Kevin would appreciate that.
I tolerate it, and Kevin appreciated it. That's how I feel about math. Like it's fine and whatever. It sends people into space and that part's cool, but the rest of it,
I use it now at work, and I was so here, I'll adjust my glasses here. I bought a calculator so I could do square roots easier. You know, I love math.
Kevin,
it helped me to do my job.
Kevin, can you do square roots in your head?
You got to pull out the slide rule for that.
Kevin wants to do on one of the other Toy Tuesdays, he wants to make me do Sudoku. And I in a tantrum. I in a throw myself
No,
to
we're
the
going to
ground.
get BoPro. We're going to get my wife to come and do the tutorial. She's really
BoPro's good at Sudoku and also explaining.
with all the techniques.
And I want it to be colors. I've demanded
You can do it with colors.
that each number be assigned a
You
color.
could. One could be coral.
So that I care.
Yes, coral. More coral.
That'd be awesome.
Transparent purple.
Yes.
Coral.
So now, while we have everybody here, I just want to real quickly give a shout out to everybody who's watching the stream today. Big TrickyBricks, Tricky Lug, welcome, and hello. Brickham's Den is here. How's it going? Backstage Pass, Bubs and Lava Bat, Brick Stage Pass. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on.
I'll help out.
Here,
Darth GBC.
Oh, yeah.
Debo Bricks is here.
Gary Mullane, Gina T, aka Grammy to Bubs and Lava Bat. How's it going? Let's see. Greebling Wizard is here. Hooded One. I'm Bored Toys. Oh, right. He's in there. Joel, he of many names, Marbella, is here. Johnny Cat. Hey, Johnny. Joseph Zawada's here. Lisa Head. Maraid is here. Ahoy, hoy, Maraid. Marilyn Parmley and the Parmleys. Hi, Marilyn. It's so good to see you. I hope Steve and David are there. If they are, say hello for me. Us.
All the way from across the ocean, Matthew Builds Bricks is here.
Matthew Builds Bricks. We've got Misstapkat, who is also here. And they think, wow, we're everywhere. Like guests are everywhere all at once. James Windle is here. How's it going? Good to see you. And Monarch. Monarch. How's it going? Good to see you. Monica Berry. Moto is here, also in the room. Wow, you guys are like everywhere all at once. It's crazy. Ubiquitous, one might say.
Quantum superpositions, basically, in the Lego world.
Miss Brickta, P.T. McEwen, Patrick Wismer, Pete W., Rob Zaccardi and the Zaccardis, Lana, Vanessa, Elena. Hi, how's it going? Robin Eklund is here. Tech Productions. Hey, Tech, how's it going? Welcome. The Hornburgers. Ahoy, hoy, Hornburgers. Wilfred is here. Bonsoir. And Kim. Zarakina. Awesome.
I might have it.
Awesome and perfect.
welcome to everyone on Facebook and who doesn't chat too if you're lurking.
Yeah, any lurkers, hello to you too. So we have quite a collection of people here today, and we are going to get to our sort of subject of the day, I guess. We're going to talk a little bit about color and design and how it relates to Lego and how we use color in our different things that we do.
And
so.
we've already heard color mentioned a couple times in talking to our guests.
Yeah, we're probably going to pick up some conversation from imboredtoys stream yesterday, which is kind of where we were having some color conversations. So I might be repeating some questions and answering them, if that's okay with everyone.
Cool. It'll be all new to me.
Cool. So, but first, it's time for pins, everybody. Colorful pins. It's pins time, and hopefully mine's not going to phase out too much, although we'll see. But how about we go first this time?
Okay.
We can share.
All right. What have you got?
Okay, I have
This is itchy.
right there, tiny cute Thor.
Oh,
Adorable.
That's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
He's a lot of focus. I
He's
think
pretty
Frankie's
sweet.
gonna
Hang on,
help
let's
us.
see. Let's
Okay.
see. There
Right
he is.
there.
Cute.
Yep. Tiny cute Thor.
Now her dress is probably going to phase out. There it is, and her hair. But I got a little cute Tinkerbell to
Very
go with
cute.
Love it.
It's brought to you by the word cute.
Yeah, that has like a Flintstones vibe or something to it. Looks like
Well, I have a
something.
Peter Pan that's done in that same style. I mean,
cool.
and an Alice in Wonderland as well. So, like I'm sure some particular artist made a series of pins, in that style, but they were really, really cute. So, all right, Holly, what have you got? I'm just going to go in order here before we're all on the screen.
So this was like a gift with purchase that I made recently from DKE Toys. So this was a little surprise in the pack. I thought it was pretty cute.
Oh, the baby. Nice way to get around the old copyright there.
Definitely, sticking with the cute theme.
Yes, very cute.
Very.
I am into it.
He looks kind of halfway between Baby Yoda and Gizmo.
That's even better.
Oh dear.
Baby Yoda is kind of like hairless Gizmo, really.
That
When you
is.
think about it. Like, like there's those hairless cats. So, yeah. Hairless gremlins.
That's so cute.
I don't know where we're going with this, folks. I'm sorry. My apologies. Anyways, Moto, what have you got? Well, you're sporting some color suddenly.
Oh, that's looking good.
You're magical.
Dude.
Get your matching one.
My flower.
Mhm.
All right, I gotta change.
That would go with the pop-up party bus very well.
How's it going?
I figured
Yeah.
the color shirt would go.
Yeah,
I got my
hey,
disco.
you're working it.
Beautiful.
Love it.
And it's
Very
hot, so I have
good.
to take it off. But and I don't want to ruin it, so I'm just going to show the Kevin Hinkle pen here.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yay, Kevin Hinkle. Very good. Very good. All right, nice. Let's see where are we at now? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm trying to move around here. Get all the
Whoa,
screens
nice.
and the buttons.
Nice lights in the
Yes.
pop-up party bus.
Setting up the disco party for Moto there.
Are you joining?
Very nice.
Stop
Now we
partying.
need hours. All right. So who we got up next? Okay, Kevin and Brenda.
All right. I stole one from Brenda because I don't have very many pins, but she brought two. And
I only wear pins.
sharing is caring.
Yeah.
But also, I'm going to show off my hat in a second because that's
Okay.
what I wear instead of my hats. But I stole her Forever Awake.
Coffee.
coffee pin.
Nice.
Cheers. Cheers to that.
And you want to show yours? And then I'll show
Sure.
and then I'll show my hat. We worked on my hat together.
My pen is a special gift from Linda Berry.
Wow.
The
Wow.
Please.
The
Oh my God,
beautiful-
Brenda. We're going to have you. Okay, Brenda and I are now going to do a whole Marlies. We have to do a stream that's just you and me talking about Linda Berry comics and Marlies like the
I will
entire
stream
time.
For forever, Flynn. For forever. You name the time and play, I will be there forever.
Should we all
Yeah.
just leave right now?
Everybody go and talk about Linda Berry right now.
When we first started dating back in the early 90s, I had several of Linda Berry's collected books, and Marlies was my absolute favorite. And I used to like force him to listen to me read them out loud,
And
and I
he would-
laughed, crying.
He would fall out of bed laughing.
Listen, get you a partner that will let you read comic strips out loud. That's love. That is love. Linda
You didn't
Berry
have to twist my arm that much. I love being read to.
Yeah,
It's
Linda
awesome.
Berry is. Oh man. Okay.
Can I show my hat now?
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know Linda Berry cat. Yes, you may. Yes,
You may not
Yes, you may.
distract from me, Brenda.
I love this.
Good luck with that.
So I wear my hat little designs instead of a pin usually. This is my way of showing off
Yeah, that's
things.
like your pen.
Your flair.
And today I fit in a lot of text into 2.5
That is
lines, basically.
awesome.
Wow.
So that's
Great.
the black T and the green Y are the hardest, but the rest is it obviously says TrickyBricks.
That is
Very
That's
cool.
amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh,
There
that's
you go.
wonderful.
So
And
that's
you've
a
got-
tough design, but
That black piece with the curves on it on the above the the top
Yeah,
part
yeah.
of the T. Yeah, top part of the T, and also those lavender bricks with the
Yep.
three-dimensional crystals are two of my new favorite pieces.
oh, they're so great. Yeah,
So good.
we're
Awesome.
incorporating as many of those as we can into our mosaics.
Mosaics have a lot of like swap dots.
Those will come up at some
Swap
point.
dots is where you take the color of the mosaic and
Swap
put in a fabulous printed or like gemstone piece or something. and
Yeah.
Swap dots.
All right,
Yes.
Kat, what you got for us today?
All right. I've got some Super Mario Sunshine pins.
Oh, nice.
It was the 35th anniversary, and so these were Super Mario Sunshine is one of my all-time favorite games.
It's a hard game.
Me too. You know, I think that design-wise, I think that is my favorite Mario game. Of like, it's just designed so well. It's so cheerful. The colors are so great. It's like everything we're talking about today. Color and design in a game. It has it all.
I have grand scheme plans in my head to do a Lego mock of Isle Delfino. I don't know when that will happen, but
so good.
Like a micro scale type version of it. But
well, and I also know that I am completely alone in this, apparently, according to the internet. But I think, like, personally, my favorite Zelda designed game was Wind Waker.
That's mine favorite too. So you're not alone, Flynn.
Oh, good. Because it was
There's
amazing.
2 of us out there at least.
I think artwork-wise, a lot of people love it.
Yeah, I do. It's just my favorite.
I like Skyward Sword a lot too for that kind of artwork style. But yeah.
Yep.
Hey, so it looks like we lost Moto, but we gained. Sorry, Car, just a second. We gained Blair. Hi, Blair.
Hey, Blair.
Hey, everybody.
You're just in time for pins. Cara was just about to show hers, and then we'll go to you. All right,
Sure.
Cara.
All right, this is another Paint Pushers, Goofy the artist. This is
So
from
fun.
Tokyo Disney Sea. It was apparently there was a boxed set, but this is the one we got because Goofy painting.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Amazing.
Very, very cool.
Whoa.
He looks like he's painting a self-portrait.
Right?
He's looking right at you. That's so cool.
Hi, Blair.
Howdy.
You got the color going on again today. I'm loving your purple backdrop so much.
Our house is painted Lego Friends colors, so it's totally appropriate.
Yay.
I am so okay with that. I'm 100% okay with that. And now I want to paint our house fun colors. All right.
Elves. Maybe we'll do elves.
Yeah, we'll do an elves theme. All right.
Yes.
What do you got for us?
I grabbed a button with BB-8 and the little spray bottle droid says first. Screw.
Aw.
I love that guy, Dio or whatever his name is.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. Well, I'm not sure what happened to Moto. I'm sure he'll be back. He sometimes has some dicey internet over there. Where it's like apparently was snowing earlier this week.
I know. It's like,
Wow.
Which is crazy.
Where?
Okay, so now that we've got everybody here all in one place and we've shown off our pins and stuff, I want to start talking about a little bit about the color, about color and design in Lego. Very nice. Very nice. Because, I mean, there are some very... I don't know, Lego goes to a lot of trouble to provide very distinct color palettes for their different themes, different lines and stuff like that. And I know for those of us that do a lot of mock building, at least for us, color plays a huge part in the way that we build.
It's one of our first steps, right?
Yeah, it's like it's almost color before anything else. Like just like what can we, what can we do? What can we combine?
Well, because we get a feeling we want there to be for it, right?
Right.
Kind of.
Right. So I'm just curious, just sort of as a way to kick things off, I'm just curious, like, do each of you, I'd like to know from each of you, do you have a theme or a certain, like, what am I thinking, like a color palette for a certain theme that you really, really appreciate? Like, no matter, like, for whatever reason, like, does it evoke a feeling in you? Do you just like the colors? Do you like the combinations of colors? Like, what is a theme to you that has a really great, like, color design style?
can we all just go ahead and agree on elves being like the pinnacle of Lego's color palettes?
I'm there.
I love
Yes, I will be there with you.
It's what drew me to that theme first, and then all
So
the fantasy
pretty.
elements, of course.
Yeah.
I really like the Monkey Kid palette
Yes.
With like popping super red, yellow, and turquoise colors.
Mhm.
The
And
theme
that drum lacquered gold.
Yeah.
Just putting that on everything is amazing.
also
Yeah,
what
well-
flex a color name like drum record gold.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But what theme is you said Ian the Neon?
Well, just like Chinese New Year's
That,
thing.
the palette of the neon, just
Well,
all
it's
of,
very similar.
all of it together, very similar to Kid, and it's all like high saturation but still high contrast.
Yeah.
And there's
Yes.
anything that has that perfect balance of like pearlescent or shimmery to really bright, high saturated. I'm out of 10.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty much here for anything black, gold, and silver with anything else. That's kind of like, I find that if you pretty much mix those three with anything else, it's beautiful somehow.
Yeah. Cara, what about you? What do you have a favorite like sort of theme color scheme that you think is really good?
Well, when I'm building, I mean, I love the trans colors and the trans glitter colors.
Glitter.
I always try to incorporate at least one of those, just because they're beautiful colors. I'm completely drawn to them. Other than that, whatever palette matches the style. So if it's like, friendly, happy playground stuff, then it's primary colors, right? If it's going to be spooky, it's got to have like dark purple and that acid green color. So, there's so many different palettes that evoke different thoughts and feelings. I just, I don't have one that I like to work with except for trans.
Right,
Knitted one says white and trans colors are all you need.
But do you have like a specific Lego theme, like produced by Lego theme, whose like color palette really resonates with you for whatever
elves.
reason?
I mean, elves is just perfect.
Yeah, agreed.
It's got lovely, cheerful colors. It's got a lot of nature. It's just, perfect.
Yep. What about you, Kat?
I mean, I liked a lot of the sets in the Lego Movie 2 line. Like I loved the Ice Palace with all the like minifig chick is saying the translucents. I really liked the colors in the ship too, with having the teal and the magenta in there. But honestly, the new dots line is probably my favorite because I think it introduced a ton of vibrancy that's really, really easy to get. It's very accessible.
Right.
And then obviously all the little textured or the different printed tiles. Yeah, that's what my dots collection is looking like too.
Yeah.
But on it, like the dots line has quickly become one of my favorite lines that they produced recently.
That's so interesting you say that too, because Amy, what's her last name? Breakmaster Amy.
Yep.
Is so into color, and she closely supervised the whole dots line. Like, it was the new big push.
Well, when we were on the show, that was like one of her big things was color. And I noticed that whenever I post anything on Instagram that has like a lot of color going on it, she's always like one of the first people to like it.
Color radar.
Love those.
Yep. What do you think, Blair? What have you got? Do you have one that really speaks to you?
I mean, we really hit on all the modern stuff, but I have a soft spot for the older 90s space with the like trans neon green and black and just how
Blacktron is definitely a solid for me.
Planet and Mtron and all that stuff. It was a simpler time, but they really hit on just such recognizable color combinations that laid the foundations for a lot of the kinds of color blocking that we see today. So I love it. Anytime I see it, it just like warms my heart, my 90s kid heart.
Yeah, and space brought us a lot of like the neon colors too, which help it pop.
That era in particular, going from when it was the trans yellow and then becoming the like trans neon green and stuff. So just really giving that like that ultra mega super kind of 90s feel to everything. The
radioactive, like
exactly.
Excuse me. I'm actually a really big fan of, and I don't think it's a not like an official Lego palette, but I'm such a fan of white and trans light blue together. It's just like a kind of perfect like 2-color combination that is just, it's so suitable for so many things.
Well, we did that in our ice temple. And
for IKEA, yep.
No,
I thought
also
lavender was your favorite.
Big mock we made.
Oh, right, that's right. That is we've been
white and trans.
We've been doing that one for a while.
How about you, Holly?
Me, I like what are my favorite color combinations?
Well, I mean, like, what are your, like, do you have is there I know you said elves, but is there, do you have, like, when you, okay, well, yeah. How about when you're making mocks? Do you have a particular color palette that you're drawn to?
I mean, a lot of my mocks are kind of based on things that already exist. I'm not particularly good about just making up, like, things wildly, like, in my head. But I definitely tend to gravitate towards gold. So if I am designing anything, I pretty much grab the gold first, and then there are just like endless combinations with gold that are really beautiful. Like any of the like the medium azure blue with gold, amazing. Even gold and purple, any shade of purple is really nice. Gold and black, of course, gold and white. I mean, there's like. Yeah, that's probably where I'm going to start with something. Well, depending on what it is, too. I mean, if it's something kind of fantastical, which is probably what I would build out of my head, then I'm probably going to start there.
Right. Moto's back just in time to tell us if he has if there's a Lego theme that has a really good color palette that he likes.
I'm in line with my man Blair. For the OG stuff, and then you guys for the modern stuff with elves.
Well, it's interesting. I'm seeing a lot of love in the chat for like the original Lego colors, just the primary, red, blue, and yellow.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Is the two major theme combinations that I like the best. I think it's because, I mean, for mocks it's different, and I really go towards those elves and Disney villains kind of color palettes for that. I love that. But for themes, the most emotion I get out of it is from classic space. And, I was born in the 60s and a kid in the 70s. And early 80s. So I love classic space. Also Fabuland. I didn't play with Fabuland, but the houses I made were all from basic brick sets, not even just like themed sets. I don't think I ever got a themed set in all of the things when I was a kid. I would just always get bricks. So it was red and yellow and blue and especially green base plates.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the primary colors, depending on how it's done, I think primary colors can be done well together. But it kind of feels like, and this is something I've commented on with friend sets, especially like the earlier friend sets, is it always feels like there's like one too many colors in the palette. Like you can have 2, maybe 3 color, like dominant colors working well together with something else to kind of neutralize them, like something in a grayscale or gold or black or something. But when you're throwing a lot of vibrant colors in together and they're all sort of competing, I can't say aesthetically that really does it for me.
I agree. I think for me the primaries are about Lego nostalgia and what it felt like to play with them as a boy. Right. But when I go for design, I think completely differently about color.
Right.
So I think some of the earlier friend sets too were trying to get a multitude of colors into the collections of people who might just be breaking into Lego. So you're right, there was a lot of color and it was kind of all over the place, but I think it was to try and spark inspiration for possible rebuilds and stuff like that.
And it was like, and it's all preference too. Like some combinations work and some don't, but and you can always do a color replacement, which is sometimes what I do if I find that there's just like we did with the Andrea's house. Like I love that there's.
Are you thinking like this?
A lot of these.
Yes. Colorful.
Hang on. I got to put that on the big screen, y'all, because that's too good.
Right?
There we go.
Yeah, love it.
Are you thinking that's one too many, or are you thinking it's just right?
actually works pretty well because
It's so good.
it
those
kind of
tiles.
it stays mostly in the same sort of color palette. Like it's mostly like warm colors and then a pop of green.
Yeah.
And
The whole
I think
thing just
that
feels
works.
like a smoothie, you know? Like that one really worked.
Especially for what it is. But then when you get into the houses and stuff, like where somebody, you know, is theoretically going to live in a house, like when we were building Andrea's house, I was really into a lot of these color combinations, especially like this dark blue with the magenta and a little bit of the teal and the light blue. And I was like, oh, I'm so here for it. And then then there was like this addition of lavender in there. And these, I know. You guys think I hate lavender. I hate lavender. I love the lavender, like hints of lavender here, but like these floor plates were supposed to be lavender, and that's where I'm like, okay, that's a lot of colors.
That is just one step too far for you.
It's like one too many, and something else has to give because it was just my attention was being drawn to the floor. And I just wasn't, that's not where I thought it should be. I thought it should be on like little accents like the lamps and the flowers and things like that. And I just decided, well, I'll just make this tan. And
the $5 coin hidden in the couch.
I love that. That is so good.
But you never see unless you're building it.
Sorry. No, I just got to say, we're going to go down a little side rabbit hole here for a second, but I'm so excited that you brought up Andrea's house because... Can I just tell you, I discovered yesterday because FabuFan MKE told me that Liz is now available in a poly bag.
She's so cute.
You can get Liz in a poly bag, and I'm seriously considering doing a Liz seed part challenge on the show coming up. So
that'd be awesome.
Liz. So get your Liz poly bag. They are at Target. You can get them now.
Poor Canadians.
They're well, you know what? We will get some Liz's and send them to you. You need
you
Liz.
are allowed
Liz.
to put different heads on the Liz body.
And then Liz and I can fight about because we'll have a singular Liz between us, which is going to result in absolute chaos.
Okay, I gotta tell you, and we'll get to.
So wait. So one of you gets the head, and one of you gets the body.
No, Liz is the whole seed.
I would rather give it to her. I'd rather give the whole thing to you.
The right answer. It's the right answer, y'all.
We are so wise.
Kevin is the true parent.
Holly's advocating for literally splitting the baby in half to make
like a good
you're a demon.
would.
Okay, so I'm just telling you, please, if you want to participate, because I really, really want to. I'm actually legit want to do this. So go. Get your Liz poly bag so that you can. It's like a Friends flower market set, and it comes with Liz and I think Stephanie, and then like a little flower cart. So it's a little flower, and so you'll get some flowers. It's totally worth it for $5 just for Liz alone. I'm just saying. So seed part.
Linked it in the chat.
Kevin's
And I gotta,
right now in the Canadian equivalent. So if we have Canadians in the chat,
Toys R Us often carries
don't worry,
them in Canada.
we got
Oh
you.
yeah, actually, if you have Toys R Us, then they will probably have them.
Yeah.
And
Just the little bags.
No, and
while
many
we're
things
talking about
posted a link.
Friends, hold on, real quick. While we're on that subject, we're talking about Friends and bringing some awesome color diversity. You can also go on Bricks and Pieces and get some amazing color from the Bricks and Pieces varieties that are available, and she is on there as well. So this is a bunch of stuff that I just brought to my daughter's friends world. So you can pick up everybody from movie theater stuff all the way through, and her whole family's on there. So there's a lot of great stuff available, and you don't have to get the poly bag, and you can just add it to your order.
Oh, very nice.
And all that great Friends hair. Too.
Very good. Very good.
All the new hair pieces.
And just to give you guys a start, just so you know, these pieces right here do fit on her head. The little, the 1x1 stud with the whole.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah.
Yep.
So you can theoretically
You can
build.
put a minifigure head on top too.
Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I am just saying, prepare for a Liz challenge. Okay, and I gotta say, this was hilarious. So I was watching Kevin and Brenda yesterday, and I said, I mentioned Liz in the chat, and Kevin got so excited, and he ran off set in the middle of the show to go grab Liz so that he could show it off, and he was all excited. And then I said, "Hey, Kevin, would you like to do a Liz seed challenge with us?" And then he got really serious. He's like, "I don't make anything unless I have an idea for it."
Yeah. You see what I'm working with here? Push the stand up the hill.
I mean, that's kind of,
you can go slower. You can make it go faster.
Someone else is trying to talk, Brenda.
I was just going to say that's kind of how it works for everybody, though, right? Like, you can't really make anything without an idea.
I know. It was just funny because his whole demeanor changed from being very excited about Liz to just being very serious about a challenge.
If you put Liz in front of him with a pile of pieces, and you can't just say, "Kevin, please do X." He made a dad noise. I don't know if you heard it. You can't just you gotta place it in his environment, and you in his peripheral, and you allow the idea to occur to him. We don't say, "Kevin, I need you to do," because it just look at him. Look at
Stop Kevin hacking.
It's coming off him in waves. In order to hack your Kevin, you must place the desired materials in his, and then you walk away.
She'll keep talking until you interrupt.
Yeah.
This is a known phenomenon in our house too, because it's often the case when we're mocking together. And we trade off, we build in a very balanced way. But when we're first starting out, I'm the finder and I find the pieces and I put them in front of Flynn, who starts assembling them. And the thing is, I get to put the pieces in front of him that I want him to use.
It's very
amazing. See, this is why I need to build my piece knowledge and my color knowledge. Because right now I'm mostly describing pieces in terms of miniature furniture that it reminds me of, and mouse couch. Yes. We have mouse couch. We have mouse chaise lounge.
It's all mouse related.
Mouse related, because that's the scale. And if I knew more about pieces, I could strategically place them in Kevin's environment. But I don't know.
You know what actually was the best way for me to learn, and I don't know if you guys are into this at all. It's something I advocate pretty regularly is digital building, digital design.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I've learned most of my parts, because when I'm in Bricklink Studio designing stuff and you are looking for a part, you can pretty much start putting in keywords. Yeah. And then put in slope and it'll pull up all the slopes. And then as you're grabbing things, you see the names of them. It's a really good way to learn parts.
Yep. And something that I found.
Liz Luck.
That's so good.
That's the hashtag for this whole challenge.
Yeah.
That might turn into a whole different thing. We don't know. We don't know where that's going to go.
Wow.
Always check your hashtags before you send your community running rampant in them. Always.
Yeah. There's a lot of Liz's out there.
It's a big internet. It's a big internet.
If you don't know the name of a piece, I've discovered through ordering stuff on Bricklink, you have about a 50% chance of getting it right if you just call it a plate modified.
Modified.
Yeah. These are the hacks I need in my life. I just started using Brick Studio because I'm gonna build a sink out of Lego. Yes, I am. Yes, I'm going to do it. An actual functioning sink. And I'm putting it in our bathroom and no one can stop me because I'm an adult. And I was just smashing and crashing around and it was actually really good for learning.
Is it going to look like that?
Yeah. It's going to be like a tiny
seashell sink.
A seashell.
No, it's going to be
sink.
A square.
It's going to be a square
It's going to be made exclusively of 2x4 bricks.
All the colors of 2x4s and then covered in epoxy.
And 2x4 bricks can get expensive. I'm just saying.
No, we're getting them
we're getting them
less than 10 cents
on the cheap. Because they're going to be covered in epoxy, so it won't matter if they're
used. That's true.
Are you are you thrifting your bricks like thrift store?
Well, not really. We
can't go to stores right now.
No, outside.
Oh right. Sorry. Yes.
Not safe. But we've been doing a couple. Every time Kevin sees a seller that has multiple lots in a bunch of different colors, then I'll just.
Or if I'm ordering something else, I'll just check and tell her we split shipping, and then if they're like, we get anything less than 10 cents, basically.
And pretty much anytime the desire for anything Lego occurs to me, I will vet it through Kevin to be like, do I points? Is it expense? Can you magic this out of Craigslist? Yeah. And I get all the sets that I want.
It's true.
Because you sit on that terrible website.
Wait, what was happening there with Liz?
It's a click its ring.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know where it's going, but it happened to be a cool fit.
She's going to a rave.
Could you put it above her head?
Going to a rave.
Yeah, it's just to click its ring around her neck.
Yeah, vertical.
It's almost like a mini sear ring.
I really hope that we get I hope we get some more outfits for Liz. I hope I hope that by doing this challenge, like we will just really let Lego know that Liz is a valuable character in the Friends universe and she needs more outfits.
You guys are truly using your powers for good, I have to say.
And maybe a couple of other hairstyles too. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I am in love with her like original hairstyle, but why not give her some, some other, I want to see her experiment as well.
You make a really good point about different outfits. I think this is something we could lobby for because we have and we didn't get more than one at a time. These are all from different sets. We have about 147 Jacks in that same white hoodie.
Oh, Jack from Hindsight.
Yeah. Always exactly the same.
Yeah. Well, they changed him up in later ways, but
he had like a red jacket.
Oh my goodness, everybody! Sorry, I just realized it's that special time. It's time for the pause that refreshes everybody. Please welcome to the stream our very special guest. It's Logan Cookie Time. Yay, Logan!
He finds a way in there, don't you?
Yay, Logan!
You're beautiful. I like your outfit.
He's got some dance moves now. Let's say hi.
Ow, my heart.
Yay, and one more.
Okay, here we go.
You got to put the lid on it.
Oh, wow. That was a tough one.
He was not going to let me catch that treat. He was like, no, you're done, sir.
That's it.
And Skittles is here. It's Skittles.
I don't know where Newton is, sorry.
Oh, look at
very good.
The best pause.
I know it is the pause that refreshes.
I see what you did there.
Yes.
It's hard to believe, but Skittles is a real dog.
Skittles is a real dog and was never that calm for a half a second when
it's only because I'm holding her because I have a standing table. So for her to be up by the camera, I have to hold her and she turns into a rag doll. As soon as I put her down, she's like dragon.
Oh my goodness.
You're my disco Unikitty. Disco Unikitty is the greatest thing that's happened to me in the last 24 hours.
Oh yes, is that one that has the boa?
She has her beverage on her back, but she has disco boots on.
Yes.
I didn't realize
there's one in one of the sets, Brenda, that comes with a boa. She's like wearing a boa in one of them, and I can't remember which set it is, but there's a Unikitty with a boa.
You need to do your own Unikitty research.
I refuse.
I'm not going to just hand you
Unikitty research was that I discovered Unikitties, and now I need all.
I'm not doing everything.
There she is.
Oh.
What set is that from? Do you remember?
I think it's the one with the
Yes.
Wow.
Do you know what? Can maybe our Queen of Links can find the
one with the crazy cool metal beard and the disco. Oops.
Oh, you know what? I think our seller might have that.
Really?
Oh, right.
That one.
I still need to get that many.
She already had a number of Unikitties and puppy corns that I'll be having those.
Unless there's a poly bag that comes with the metal beard guy. That rings with, anyways, we can find it. Don't worry.
Yeah, that little feather boa, man. It's so cool.
It's pretty awesome.
I've seen a lot of wearables, a lot of Lego wearables, but I've never seen anyone do any with that feather boa.
Well, I think Now, I could be wrong, but what I could tell from the Lego Masters Season 2 preview, there's a wearable, like a hat, like I think it was like a hat thing, some kind of wearable challenge.
Oh,
which
yeah, I
is,
saw that.
Cool.
should
Got
be
heart
interesting.
eyes too. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, yeah, he's got like emoji heart eyes.
Oh, that's
Oh my gosh.
adorable.
Just want you all
Love
to
the
know
classic space shirt.
that at this point, Brenda will not get sleep until this set arrives in
I
her.
don't, listen, I run on very minimal. We are operating at a high level of hysteria at all times. There's a
Yeah, you're
lot
kind of in the danger zone every time you show up here, you know.
right? Absolutely.
Yeah, last time we came out with a pop-up party bus.
With the pop-up party bus. I love
it's
the pop-up party bus.
So much more than I imagined.
It lights up, it spins, it came with a disco kitty.
It's almost the perfect set as far as
It kind of is. I love it.
Did you put together any of the Lego Movie 2 spaceships at all?
No, I wasn't really into Lego at the time. And then like they weren't retired when I started doing stuff, but they were retiring, I think, or like before I would have had money to spend on extra things. I was kind of acquiring everything in the themes I wanted, which when you're starting from scratch takes a long time. So, but they're still you still find them in places, right?
It's true.
Yeah, they're rare, but you can still find them. Misstapkat, what about you? Did you build any of those Lego Movie 2 spaceships?
Yeah, I did. Which ship did I do? It was the one that has like the two curves on it.
We were just talking about this yesterday.
And she's got the really awesome mini doll.
The mayhem. one,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
that's
then-
the one.
We put together we did the pop-up party bus and also the Sistar system ship that looks like a big eyeball.
Yeah.
Love that one.
That one was really, really great build. Like the way they created that round shape was astonishing. Like it was just.
It's a perfect sphere.
That stuff like that is fascinating to me. I love like the appreciation for a build technique increased exponentially as soon as we started putting this together.
Just that curve is so satisfying. That back technique that it fits.
Yep.
Like,
yeah.
And just the sheer like the perfect tiniest possible solution to that. Like everything is so densely, beautifully done in that set. There's no excess pieces at all.
It was one of the first sets I built that felt like a mock, like I was building somebody else's model for sure.
Right.
It didn't seem like it really cut any corners on that one.
You know, we were talking about how very, very, very colorful the early Friends sets were. I feel like we're seeing an integration of bold color into across Lego themes with a deeper color palette. Like we see the dark blue in Friends now in Andrea's house.
Yeah.
We see, I guess it's been a while, but we saw really bold color in that diner in the modulars we just looked at.
Oh, yeah.
And then especially in Lego Movie 2, there's so much bold color there, but then they add that dark purple translucent, like they're tamping it down a little bit. I mean, what do you think? It seems like they're getting more sophisticated to me.
Yeah, can I pick up on that conversation we were having yesterday on Imbored Toys stream? Because
please, absolutely.
Because they were building the pop-up party bus and they were commenting on the coral. And like kind of asking, like,
I have to do it every time.
Yeah, like how many like how rare of a color, I guess, or uncommon a color coral is. And I had commented that was a new color in 2019 that I think came with the release of the Lego Movie 2 sets. And then they were like, well, have there been any new colors since then? Which is a good, So then I kind of started looking into it, and Bricklink has a color catalog where you can kind of see the color. I can actually let me drop this link.
Man, when I discovered that you could look up parts by color on Bricklink, it was like a whole new world opened up.
Cara, if you want to grab
That's
that,
the best way to fill out your shopping cart.
Yeah, throw that in the chat so you guys have this as a resource. This actually gives you a color timeline of all the colors of like when they're available. So I went and searched, like I think the only new color, and it could be wrong. This is why we need the chat to find out for us. But I think the only color that came out in 2019 was coral, was the new color. They resurrected some colors, like they brought back teal and they brought back the cool yellow. But I think
sorry, I just want Kat to show her. You're on the big screen, hun.
Yeah, so that's so like there's coral, so it actually shows the years. So like there's coral in 2019, or you can see like some of the like right here you got 2001 to 2018. Cool. So and then the other cool thing too is it has the Bricklink names and the Lego names for the different colors as well.
Yeah.
So
wow, that's now. Did it come with the pieces on, or did you do that?
No, it came like this. I need to glue this one back on because I knocked my dark bluish gray off. But yeah, it came like this.
That's something that's available for mortals to have.
Yeah.
Actually, they reached out to us about a giveaway of it, and I just wasn't in a place to deal with it at the time. But that's a really cool thing.
And I think
I just posted the link in the chat.
A little bit since I picked mine up. I got mine about holiday time last year, so I got it maybe like 25% off or something like that. But now I think the background colors are a little bit more like black and silver. I really like it, and the board is pretty sturdy. Like I said, I accidentally knocked one of the pieces off, but that's because my apartment's a disaster. Otherwise, Brenda had it set to because I was trying to find hooks to hang it up, and I think I knocked it down somewhere. But like I said, it's really handy that it's got like that hook was already on the back of it. I didn't put that there either, so it's nice that you can. Like, I like that I have it on a hook, so that way if I need it for studio, I can. But then if I want to hang it up, there it is.
So what year does it go? Does it go all the way to 2020? Like, does it show the new satin colors?
Mine, I think, just goes... I think this one just goes to 2019, and I want to say maybe the new one might have some of the newer colors.
They're going to have to do one every year, I guess.
I guess so.
I don't think there's any new colors this year.
They're
though.
also putting the number of sets that have the color in it, so they are going to have to up if they want it. Then
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Flynn, do we know?
Like a deliberate new choice, like when Lego, because there's a pretty clear split when they started with Elves and Friends to try to make something that was noticeably different from the nostalgia. Partly, I think, to preserve it from the nostalgic color palette, because maybe they were trying to say, this is something different. It's still Lego, and it's still this, like, they're still compatible with Lego, but we want to indicate that you're in a totally separate world with things like Elves and with things like Friends, because they were trying to appeal to new people and sort of broaden what Lego could do and broaden what a mini doll is not a minifigure, but they were like, but here's a different place where we can expand on things that a lot of people have asked for, but there is that canon and that nostalgia that does look like your hair.
I understand they also did a huge number of focus groups with actual kids and said, what do you want to see? You know, do you like this? Do you like this?
Well, and we know, excuse me, we know from our little bit of Lego history that Fabuland was a theme that first brought like natural colors into the Lego color palette. So prior to Fabuland, it was all the primary colors, and then they made Fabuland to be sort of a bridge between Duplo and regular Lego. And so they started adding in. That's where we got tan and brown and like the early nougat color,
natural colors.
Yeah, like natural.
And that was 1980,
colors.
right?
What was that?
1980, right?
Like right around there. And Kevin and Brenda, if you don't know what Fabuland is yet, we just sent you down a very, very dangerous path.
I don't know what it is. I'm
gonna have to.
Well, you got to get the figures.
I will. I know right where they are.
I wish to know.
You're gonna have to do your own research, Brenda.
No, Flynn is getting it for me. My research was to make friends.
That's Fabuland.
What?
Nice.
Well, that's Fab Max.
It is Fab Max, but there's definitely like straight up Fabuland in there.
Oh dear.
I require more.
There's more Fab Max.
So here's our Fabuland figures. We have a little collection here.
It's wonderful. You should.
Hopefully soon to expand, but let's see. Here we go.
Oh.
Let's see what I can show here.
Oh, nice.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at those.
Wow. What?
So good. I love it.
Brenda, I'm going to drop the link in the chat to the entire collection of
we've got
Fabuland
pieces that
figures
look
for you
like
to
this.
peruse.
Sorry, I guess it's
There, that's better.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's actually, it's hard to tell here, but it's primary yellow.
And I love this staircase.
Oh,
Oh,
my
wow.
gosh.
So and then also the other thing we know, of course, about Fabuland is that it also introduced a bunch of items that are now like we still use today for minifigures, right? There are lots of like the little props and
But like
things.
the wheelbarrow, oversized broom.
Yeah, which is why a lot of the props seem oversized for a minifigure. It's because they came from Fabuland. Oh yeah, the Fabuland tree.
Oh, look at that tree.
Set.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the one-
Have you seen
Yeah,
it?
we have one
Heaven
tree.
has like some
Right here.
Lego
Did I show you guys these before?
lore. Did we talk about this the last time?
Have
we
you
were
seen
hanging
these
out with
Lego
you guys?
trees before? From like,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Are the flat trees?
Are.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
I got those the other day.
That bush I had when I was a little kid. I must have been
Yeah,
like
yeah.
7
trees.
years old.
Mhm.
yeah.
I had those tiny trees.
Well, those are very reminiscent of like train set, like like when
Yep.
like dads with their trains,
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. These
Kevin
were
has
my
that.
dad's,
Kevin
and,
has
and he's
that
a model
dad.
train guy.
Okay,
Oh,
so
that's awesome.
can I show one of my favorite? Since we're on the Fabuland kick, I want to show one of my favorite Fabuland pieces. It's still set up as a science lab from my Fab Max build, but
Hi, Patty.
it's like a little caravan thing that comes down. And,
Oh, fun.
I need that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's hard to find, but it's a really cool
I
piece.
need the roof for it though. It's missing the roof piece.
So
I
is
need
this
that.
the
Yours
intent
is
to try
still
to make
breaking
more
fab.
playset pieces?
Breaking Fab. Oh, I can't. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, breaking Fab Max. Yep.
Bubs and Lava Bet, I'm right there with you. That the shorter trees there that look kind of like shrubbery take me right back there, and they don't stick on very well.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
They
Yeah.
don't.
Well, I'm also a big fan of the fir trees, like just the plain old cone, regular Lego trees. I'm a big fan of those.
Right.
They're nice. They take up lots of room. And if you cluster a lot of them together, they really can create some beautiful landscaping, some of
I
those.
think we did a post about that on Tips and Bricks back around the holidays. Like we had a whole post based on all the different types of trees that Lego has released over the years.
And I wanted to say, Kat, congratulations on that gig. Tips and Bricks is one of my
thanks.
very favorite Instagram
Me too.
channels, streams. I don't know what you call it, but
Yeah.
I love it, and it's so I love they're really going in on the diversity and the inclusion stuff, and I'm just so proud to see that happening. And I'm sorry, can you I don't know if you can say it on stream, but the fellow's name who started it, Alex, has reached out to me a couple of times over Instagram, just with really supportive messages, really nice stuff. And what a great place. And so what they do there is how it started is they would take pictures of MOCs and then reach out to the artist and say, could you tell us a little bit about the technique that you used? And then would do a post showing the different techniques. I've learned so much stuff from so many builders because of Tips and Bricks. So
yeah, they were one of my favorite pages. And then last summer they announced they were looking to expand the team, and I just kind of shot my shot, and I was like, let's, I'm kind of new, but let's see what happens. And there's 6 of us in addition to Alex on the team, and so me and Barbara are kind of now the heads of the diversity and inclusivity portion of the Tips and Bricks page.
Awesome.
So so it's been
Very
really
good.
cool, and I think it's been neat to see because I think there's a lot of pages out there that kind of stay away from some of those topics, but it's like everybody should be able to enjoy Lego. And so that's kind of like, let's look at things with a little bit of a more critical eye. Let's praise things when they're doing things well. So it's been really, really cool. The team is absolutely great. And Alex is just the nicest guy. So it's been a really, really fun page to be a part of for this past
I streamed this week. We streamed with Jamesh. Who did all the Monkey Kid reviews, which I had been chatting with her a little bit before I knew she even was on that team or did that. And so we had her on a stream and it was great.
She's so fun.
And also was just totally open to talking about the issues and stuff like that. So,
I gotta say that's been one of the so if you didn't know already, anybody in the chat there, TrickyBricks this week got officially inducted into the LAN. We are now official recognized Lego fan media, which is super exciting. And one of the, I haven't gotten a chance, of course it's only been a few days, so I haven't gotten a chance to really like dig down into it. But one of the best things for me so far is that I've had a bunch of content creators and people that I admire and now reach out to me who are already on the land to reach out to me and say like, hey, welcome. We're so glad you're here. Like, so exciting. And it's just like, I feel like it's like yet another way to connect with some really amazing people and content creator things. So, yeah.
Yeah. Congrats.
Hi.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Pretty excited about it.
Yeah, it's been a good experience, at least for me so far, since getting on back in November. And I know there's a lot of mystery that's surrounds the LAN and you hear a lot of different things. But so far, I found it's been a great resource, lots of different perspectives. And again, kind of talking about important topics with a variety of different things, representation, sustainable materials, you name it, we've talked about it. And it's a cool place because there literally are people from all over the globe on the LAN.
Yeah.
So it's very neat to see what everybody has to say.
Well, kind of, and sort of like hopping back to the design thing for a minute, or maybe we're just going to go back there now, is the I'm always fascinated to see builders from other countries, and it seems like there are I don't know, there are particular styles to certain places. Like I have seen some pictures from some of the Japanese Lego conventions, and holy bananas, there is some incredible stuff out there, and it is a very different, like it's just a different style of building.
Well, we saw that amazing koi, right?
Yeah, I find that so fascinating. Like to see the different, there's and you don't think about there being like a style like that of building, but there is just a particular style of building that I saw kind of running through a lot of the pictures that I saw of the mocks that were just incredible.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? I think it just comes from influence, right? You can't help but be inspired by what you see. So if you're generally going to most of the conventions you go to, or most of the people you're connected to are within a certain region, of course, there's going to be some similarities, I think.
Yeah, I love that. I find, and it's like refreshing. Like when you see, if you see a lot of mocks from a certain region, like go check out some, like just like put in like Lego convention Japan and see what you can come up with, because there's some really fascinating.
Yeah. And that's why something like Scarebook is so amazing. Scarebook, if anyone doesn't know, is an annual event in just south of Billund in Denmark. And there's a few of these. It's not, Scarebook isn't the only one. There's a few other, like what they call international conventions, where people are invited from all over the globe to come and display and participate. But Scarebook's the one that I've been to, and that's kind of one of the outstanding things about it, is you go to the convention and you see those mocks from all over the place just kind of mixed together. It's really neat.
Well, it also occurs to me that even though there is international pop culture, as much as pop culture plays an important part in so many mocks and so many group builds. If you're surrounded by a different pop culture than someone from someplace else, that's going to have an influence in your work too, whether it's like the kinds of brush strokes or the art cartoons.
The art cartoon and the art cartoon,
as opposed to the non-art cartoon.
I was trying to say anime.
Okay, whatever, mummy case.
Well, it also makes sense that if you think about language and the way we learn from each other and influence each other, that would be the case too.
I'm sorry. He called the sarcophagus a mummy case
on a stream like a year ago.
So whenever
he's not wrong.
Out that I got a name wrong.
It was the pandemic, kids. Like I was in a dark place. I called it a mummy case.
You're not wrong.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
true.
it is. Right?
That's the magic of doing anything on the internet is that you now can have it served back to you for forever. Never to
yes.
Magic.
We
Yes.
played a clip of our very, very first episode that you can still go look at.
Really?
And- oh yes, it's still there, and we had no idea what we were doing. And of course, classic beginner style. The thing is up that says we'll be here in a few minutes, and you can hear us. The mic is live. We're like, wait, no, press that button. No, what do you think this one does? Do you think
it's
will,
on?
will anybody see us?
Can we please
Is this thing
Totally
on?
true.
Can we please tell them what you did on the Monkey Kids stream? Please.
Oh man, with Jermaine. Yeah.
Speaking as current and probably forever rookies.
We were streaming. We were through StreamYard, and
We have so many
we
friends
don't always
there.
use StreamYard, but it was Tech and Jermaine were still there,
We had
and we were like
company.
waving goodbye,
Yeah.
And there's a leave studio button, and there's a leave, and there's an end stream button, and I just pressed leave studio and left them there waving.
Just
with,
awkward.
with no way to stop
We tracked our friends on the stream.
It was so good.
And then had to leave
And I had to go
on.
back to the link and
Kevin
come back
was
in.
freaking out, and I'm no help because that's very funny to me
Yeah.
to watch someone struggle like that. I was
Oh,
enjoying
man.
myself in bed, and you had been having
was
internet
so
problems
good.
too, so we were streaming out of my studio.
Oh, we were all at a
so
source.
Kevin's already kind of jostled right. He can't hear. It was great. It was great.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
May it live in perpetuity in
Oh,
the
of course.
lore of our channel.
By the way, I love the idea. Like that would be a cool username, Forever Novice or Forever. What did you say? Forever.
Forever rookie.
Forever Rookie.
For
I like the idea of that.
This community is so gentle and loving to me. I know nothing. Like the whole bit is that I know nothing all the time. Very openly, people are like, "It's okay, you're doing great." Yeah,
Pretty soon they're gonna think you know something.
you're gonna be wrong.
You gotta start doing worse.
I don't have to. I'm just
Lego
gonna-
means play well. I mean, that's the whole
Yeah.
idea, right?
Well, and that's the thing, right,
Absolutely.
with Lego. And even if you don't know anything about it, there will always be somebody out there who is really, really excited to
Yes.
tell you all
Yes.
about whatever their favorite thing is, Fabuland,
Very good.
elves. And I remember our very first time at a Lego convention, and this kid was like, I don't know, like chatting us up and talking to us, and then we found ourselves in a total like Bionicle hole. Like
Oh.
dude was
Oh, yeah.
super into
Yeah.
Bionicle, and he took us over to the table, and then he
He
started
told us
explaining
all the mythology.
all the lore and the mythology, none of which I remember today because it was a lot to take in at your first convention. But there will always be someone that will be happy to tell you all about whatever Lego thing that they are into.
I had that same exact experience yesterday. We were actually at a socially distant drag queen story time, and I talked about the fact that I'm a Lego educator, and it turns out that she was a huge Bionicle fan, and immediately after I said I build Bionicle stuff, it was like Mata Nui this and Toa that, and I was just like,
Oh my gosh.
I don't know any of that, but it warms my freaking heart because it's so awesome. But like, yes, Bonkle fans are in a league of their own with all that knowledge that just goes right over my head.
And
Well, I
Flynn,
think
I'm
that
the
they're-
same way. When I built, I built at a playground, and I was building that large Bionicle beast that first, how we first connected was through that build.
Yep.
So I'm at the playground, and there's a metal artist that was working across the street, but he comes over because I said, "Oh," because he's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm building this big build out of Bionicle because I've never done it before." And he looks at me and goes, "That's not Bionicle. That's Hero Factory. That's this. That's that." To me. And before I know it, this young man was dressing me up and dressing me down on what was Bionicle and what was not Bionicle.
Yep. In fact, I had to I crossed.
So construction is not Bionicle.
My bin of Bionicle, I made sure to label Bionicle / Hero Factory, but they do live in the same bin.
Oh yeah,
that's how I sort them. But yeah,
Moto, there's some requests from the audience to turn your mic up a little bit. Your audio is a little bit low, I think.
Okay, I'm gonna try one time. It may blow me up, but also I'll mention this: when I took the shirt off, it finally corrected the problem. That shirt was too loud for streaming.
I was going to say something about that.
That's a shame.
It was such a good shirt, Moto.
It was a good shirt.
Hey, Jake Stubbs here. How's it going?
Yeah, there's definitely there's fans of Bionicle, and then there's Bionicle fans.
Oh yes, absolutely. Sorry, I just wanted to mention while Jake is here and Kat is here that actually people don't just do all the Lego streaming on YouTube. They also do the Lego streaming on Twitch, which is a growing community of which Kat is a member, and her husband Jason, who is here actually in the chat, is also a Twitch streamer. He does a food stream, right? Makes delicious food on air. He's a very good chef. So I just wanted to say, if you have not explored Twitch yet, I think Brenda is tailor-made for Twitch. I'm just saying. She's got that energy. She's got that Twitch energy.
I have done a little bit of Twitch streaming. A little bit of Twitch streaming for art things because people love, if you set people up in your studio and you say, especially at the beginning of lockdowns, I have a friend who's a really talented musician, and we would do shared streams, and she would play music and stuff and have background, and then I would take suggestions and we do live drawing together. It was super
cool.
Twitch is
very cool.
Yeah. But you do need long. It's a long game. Twitch is a long game.
It is a long game. It is a long game. So you can, but you can check out. I know Minifig Chick just put up Misstapkat's channel there, Twitch channel in the chat. You can check that out. And also Jake Studs is part of the Raid stream train on Tuesdays, which I am also a part of. So it kicks off with Jake. And then it goes to me, and then to Super Computer, then to Sapiens, then to April B, then to Dan between the bricks, and then to Billsy, who was on season 1 of Australian Lego Masters. So, toot, the stream train, the raid train is taken off.
I would also like to mention that if anybody is an Amazon Prime person, you can always give a free subscription to a Twitch person you like through Amazon Prime every month.
Yep.
You can.
Make sure you support your friends on Twitch.
Oh, that's awesome.
And that unlocks the cool thing about Twitch is you get emotes for each channel. So I have, a little brick heart. I have a little hype figure. So that's the fun thing about subscribing is that's how it's different on YouTube. A subscription is you're paying to that channel, and that gives them a little bit of revenue. But the nice thing about the Prime sub is it's free for you, but the streamer gets to make a little bit of money from it. And then you get the emotes for the month, which is super, and you can use them anywhere on Twitch, which is a lot of fun. We love getting to see people's different emotes because there's a lot of talented artists out there who have designed emotes. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, actually, I have a guy named Guy Rodwell who was recommended to me by Bricks O'Brien, working on some Logan emotes for our Twitch channel right now. He's an amazingly talented artist, so it's pretty cool. Excited for those to happen. And when you go on Twitch, you can get exclusive TrickyBricks content that you can only get on Twitch, like Logan emotes and me playing the ukulele and singing songs. You could get your name written into the Ding Dong Schoolyard Scrapbook, which is a thing that's going to start this Tuesday. When you subscribe, I will be writing names down in a ridiculous book, which if you saw our show on Friday, I showed as part of our thing from the crypt. It's ridiculous. It's like a little kid's scrapbook from the 50s with all kind of ridiculous like pictures posted, pasted inside of it.
That's brilliant.
It's pretty hilarious. I think maybe here I have to grab it.
And just
Can I see it?
Yes.
Playing music on YouTube is a little trickier, right?
Yes, so you got to go to Twitch for that. But so this is I picked this up at a thrift store.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So she's
right? Just got a bright green handkerchief through her lapel loop.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I'm trying to find, so it's full of stuff like this.
I love how you called it special, Richard. You were like, well, that's special.
Wow.
Right? So if you subscribe on Twitch, I'll write your name by whichever photo you choose
in the Ding Dong
in the Ding Dong. You will be an official Ding Dong Schoolyard Scrapbook attendee. And so on Tuesday, I already have a bunch of people who are subscribed to the channel. So at the beginning of the show on Tuesday, I will be going through the book and writing. I've taken down names. You kids.
All your favorite Ding Dongs.
No, wait, no, I got. Wait, no, put it back.
Tiny brick doodle list.
We're calling these brick doodles,
These
and
are
they're
brick
amazing.
doodles.
That is now the official Liz Lug logo.
Yeah. Done and done, friends. If anyone has Kevin help me make a solution for her small star. This is maybe not a small star.
I'm fine with an oversized star.
I'm cool with it, but like if there's a way,
I like brick build stuff.
I like the brick build
I
stuff.
mean, it's not the right color, but you could use one of the dots that has the star on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's true.
I did think that. Then I was going to have to get a jumper plate. It'd be a whole thing. So
Sometimes I
decided,
can see behind Kevin's eyes that there is a solution to my problem, and that it means much finding, and you can see him like calculate the do I just tell her no? And I can
it's usually
know. I just want you to know what
I usually get it for
usually he gets it for it. And I'm willing to let it go because it probably means like getting something from the top shelf and like taking it apart. It's like fine.
But it also means I get to dictate if she uses techniques that I approve of or not.
Which
see that you
I'll go rogue, full rogue.
This sounds so familiar.
I wanted to compliment you on your fine use of color and your lavender background to pop. To bring it topical.
This sounds so familiar. I can see behind Flynn's eyes the answer to the problem that we've been dealing with our mock, and it's almost entirely make the mock bigger.
That is always my solution.
Going bigger always makes it easier in some regards.
Yeah.
Flynn, why do you think I built at that ridiculous scale?
Can I promo my channel just because Minifig Chick just put the
Of course, Kevin.
So what we're doing, if you haven't seen these, is we are filling in our mosaics slowly.
Mosaics.
Because it's me.
And me.
I love it.
Oh, that's so fun.
They're so lifelike.
And so
right?
Brenda made these little cartoons. We made mosaic designs out of them.
Which was really
and
fun.
we're putting in 2 dots per subscriber until we get to 1,000.
Nice.
And we're putting in a half dot per watch hour until we get to 4,000.
It's so fun.
Awesome.
Right on.
Nice.
Tell them about Dotbot.
So we are killing our watch
We're killing
time.
it.
We're like averaging like 10 hours per subscriber
The
right now.
subordinates really turn up for this challenge.
It's
They
true.
really
So,
That's awesome.
They're watching us, but not that many.
inexplicable.
Yeah, I know.
Inexplicable. There's a small.
I think they
select
just
group.
don't want to see my face.
It's just because they want to see me as a museum.
They want to see me as an art cartoon.
They want to make you work for it. They want to make you work for it as an art cartoon. Nice.
Like that.
Nice.
That was for you, Richard.
Call that.
Thank you.
This is the what did I call them? Subdots? Alt dots? I forget.
I can't remember. Swap dots.
Swap dots. When you swap out your dot and you get to put in like a star or a dot, because I love
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
The
dogs.
planet ones that we use.
It's so perfect.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
It's so fun.
Pink leopard print.
Yeah, the leopard print really
It's actually medium lavender. But.
served a very important purpose.
So, Kat, you actually can you show? And I don't know if we can take them down. I'll put you on the big screen.
Oh, there we go.
Oh yes,
Getting at some of your amazing
Yeah.
mosaic.
Out of the way.
I love the palm tree. I mean,
Yeah.
I love the
So
It's
I
so
designed
cute.
all 4 of those. So these 2 were the first ones that I did. So I did just 1x1 tiles for all of them. They're based off of the Danganronpa game that Jason and I play on stream, and we do all the voice acting for it. And that's created one of my emotes because I do the Monokuma. That's this guy. I do his voice. And so we have Cat Kuma as my alternate ego. It's terrifying. And then I got really into Animal Crossing last year. So I did, there we go, Tom Nook from New Horizons. And then the palm tree is one of the flags from the game, but I thought the background was too boring. So I decided to do a sunset. So the overall design is from the game, but then I added all the extra color in there. And then I have one in studio that for last year when I did a charity stream for the Starlight Foundation, I had one of the actually Moto. I owe Moto one of these too. Is one of the rewards was I'll design a mosaic for you, and so he wanted that same palm tree but like a nightscape version of it. So it's got like some little star twinkles and the moon and things like that.
It's so great.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. So, I mean, I'm in a 1-bedroom, pretty small apartment. So studio has been definitely my go-to just because my parts collection is rapidly growing, but I still haven't had a chance to sort and organize and store anything. And so the mosaics have been, especially because I've really only been designing for a year now. Like I think I made the first 2 mocks about a little bit before Bricks Cascade last year. And I was like, no, these aren't good enough. I can't bring these to the convention. So I was so nervous. And then I went to the convention and got to meet so many great people. And now I'm like, oh, okay. There's tons of stuff here. This isn't so intimidating. But so I've got like an avatar series I'm working on. I've done actually some of the emotes for some friends on Twitch. I've taken their emotes and turned them into mosaics as well. So
that's such a good idea.
yeah,
That's an awesome idea.
That's been a lot of fun.
Very cool. Well, I know. Well, actually, we've got. Speaking of building things, we actually have a challenge that's going on. So we've actually, we do weekly challenges, and we've now changed them to every 2 weeks
for a busier world.
For a busier world, exactly. Our busier world and yours. But we. So right now what we have, and we just announced it on Friday, and we picked from the list, and I think it was Brickworm suggested a Logan challenge.
Yes.
So the challenge is build something with Logan included.
Any Logan.
And we're leaving that open. So our Logan is named after Wolverine Logan and also the movie Logan's Run. So it's, like both of those would work. But, if you can include Logan in there with it too, that's awesome. So that's the Logan challenge, and that's due in 2 weeks. And then next Friday we are starting a new project. Well, not project, a new feature on Fridays. So when we're not doing people's challenge slideshows, we're going to do something called, and I think Brickworm, correct me if I'm wrong, Monica. I think Brickworm came up with this name, or maybe it was Ms. Flibricta. The Work in Progress Workshop, which I love. So people, you can send in your, yes, tech renders are allowed for the Logan Challenge, 100%. Yes.
Renders are builds.
Yes, we support renders. So so work in progress workshop, which will be on Fridays, and that is going to be where you can send in a mock that you're working on to us. if and we have your permission to show it on the show and give some feedback on it. So this is, in
a supportive environment,
in a very, very supportive environment. People from the chat can join in, and we will talk about some, maybe some things that you might want to think about in your design or something like that.
Terrible.
Is something you will never hear us say.
I know.
It doesn't even look like a mummy case.
We've both been through art reviews with all the other class standing around. So, this is going to be a supportive environment.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, I think, it's really easy to go up onto, like, post your thing on Instagram and everybody's liking it and saying awesome things about it. And sometimes people just legitimately want feedback because let's be honest, right? Like a lot of us build in a vacuum, right? Like we're building by ourselves in our room, and like you get so into it that sometimes it's just good to have an outside perspective on it. And just know that, you are in a safe place to show your work here, and that it will always be in a very constructive criticism, helpful environment. So there is a Google form that you can upload any ones that you'd like now.
And it doesn't have to be for the current challenge.
Yeah, no, it doesn't have to be for the current challenge. It can be whatever you're working on. But we are not going to be able to go through the number of things we do like on a regular Friday slideshow. Like it's not going to be like 60 slides of people's works in progress.
No, it's more in depth, right?
It'll be a little more in depth. We'll probably pick like 3 or 4 that we will focus on and talk about. So I think those are going to be fun, and also a great way for like if you're watching to see techniques that other people use and styles that other people build in, that sort of thing. So.
Yeah, and let me encourage people, like if you come across, like as you're mocking, you come across like a really cool, like you figured something out, or you came across a good technique for something, like put a pin in that and make sure that you mention it, like that's the opportunity to kind of share that with everyon.
Yeah, for sure.
Good idea.
And we all learn new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Fazoom is here. How's it going, Fazoom? Welcome. And I put it on the little call out chat, but I didn't actually officially say hello to Bricks and Mortar for being here, who we were already talking about. And she magically appeared a la Justin Ramsden, like just like, you say the name and then they just show up. So
Mm-hmm.
Now Justin's
I was going to say too, if we sort of expand the work in progress thing over to Instagram, it'd be cool if we could use the hashtag and try and use that as a search feature to find the builds that people are posting, so that we can give more feedback outside of this time and to maybe catch the ones that don't necessarily get airtime.
And we have the
That's a
Discord.
great idea.
Yeah, we have the Discord too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we can just put we can do a hashtag WIP workshop can be the hashtag we use on Instagram if you want to post for feedback, something like that.
Or what about like TrickyBricks Whip or something like that?
Oh, sure. Yeah, just to separate it from other stuff. Absolutely.
Although be aware, of course, that Instagram is completely public. So if you're a little tenuous, there could be people that come up and say negative things.
So there is the Discord.
I wish people would say more stuff on Instagram in general. I miss the days of when Flickr used to be very vocal. And I feel like not a lot of people are saying stuff anymore, and that's just kind of makes me a little sad.
Right. Well, I mean, and again, you have to be. It's just you get what is it? We're lurk checking them. Is that what the kids are saying these days?
Lurk check.
Did I learn a thing? Lurk checking.
Is there a time?
Well, I still gotta say, probably not. I still gotta say that Flickr is still. I mean, I know people are like, it's dying, it's dead, it's not a thing anymore. And I know they're like charging for a certain amount of pictures and stuff now, but I still will stand by that Flickr is superior to Instagram for Lego stuff.
Well, because you can zoom in and see things up close.
Right.
And it's it's focused. I think it's focused on photography more than snapshots.
It is. It's just a shame their support sucks so bad, because I was a big advocate for Flickr too, but they always let me down.
Well, I'm one of those who feels kind of like it's done because I put stuff out there that I really worked on really hard to crickets. And it's and it's not like I need to be popular with my mocks, but I feel like if I share something out there, it'd be nice to have some eyes.
You just have to share it like I have mine set up so that when I post something.
I'm huge into Flickr.
Yeah, what? Moto?
How am I not following you already? Because I'm huge into Flickr.
Well, I haven't been active for a while.
Many years, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that probably has something to do with it. But if you link it to your other social media, then people can like basically go there for, better photos.
Oh, maybe I should look into it again because I was always happier with the way my mocks looked on Flickr.
Yeah. And by the way, and maybe Minifig Chick, you could put it up. I know you've heard us talk about quite a few things today. We do have a link tree, a TrickyBricks link tree that has all of the places where you can find us on the online's world. And I know, Kat, you have one as well, right?
I do.
If you if you put your link to your link tree in the private chat, Kara will post that up there for you.
Can do.
Yep. So yeah. Oh, so Chris is here. Our friend Chris is here. Plug in TikTok. I'm telling you, I am terrified of TikTok.
I love TikTok. Don't be scared.
Of course you do, because you have TikTok energy, Brenda.
You have TikTok energy, Flynn.
Okay, on a TikTok video, by the time the video was done, I would have just gotten the coffee cup to my mouth and had a sip of it, and then the video would be over, and everyone would be bored and cry.
No, not true. You need just sweeping TikTok, scrolling over your collection to entice them, and you siphon them out of TikTok to your other social media. TikTok is full of, and there's fantastic Lego creators on TikTok that are doing all kinds of funny little like stop motion and things.
If I hear the word TikTok one more time,
and fury is coming off of him in waves right now. It's palpable. He is so bad. Look at him. Look at that.
Just like my friends just like loop the friggin' video.
He gets so upset
for hours, and they're laughing, and I'm just so
storm out of a room because there was too much TikTok, and he gets upset.
Like, I don't care about the stupid song and the stupid dog.
I love the stupid song, and I follow all the puppies.
Wait, did you just call a dog stupid?
And when you see it 100 times in a row,
how very
it's
dare
probably
you.
from an account called Stupid Dog
How
or
very
something.
dare you. How very dare you. The audacity. I love TikTok.
That's a good save, wasn't it?
Unironically love TikTok. It's spectacular. You could totally be on TikTok. Everyone would love it.
All right, Chris. We'll talk again about TikTok. Like, I'm not like opposed to it. I'm just scared of it. It took a lot for me to get like into the Twitch vibe, and like now that I'm doing it a little bit more regularly, and I also have other people to kind of like model myself after.
I haven't understood anything you've said for the last 10 minutes. I still haven't recovered from the loss of MySpace.
Yeah, I mean, I think I get it too, because like for me, I have fear of commitment, and it kind of feels like you sort of have to pick a platform because you don't want to have like all your friends and viewers and stuff having to like figure out where you are and when. So for me, it's just like pick a platform. It doesn't really matter.
You definitely do have to choose where you want to engage with your audience. And a lot of like, sometimes some social media platforms can just act as a great big sign pointing to your main platform.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Bye, bricks and mortar.
Bye.
Bye.
Good to see you.
So Flynn.
Yes.
I created a TikTok account, and I've been shooting videos, getting ready to post them. That's how awful I am.
Wow.
I can't wait. What's your handle? Dish it now. Tell us. Reveal.
There's nothing there. It's Moto_Lego. I think.
But see, like Tiago does TikTok, and I feel like he's not chaos, and his TikTok has absolutely exploded with like he just does little teeny tiny builds.
Right. Well, to be fair though, he already kind of perfected that on YouTube. Like he was already doing on YouTube what he now does on Flickr, just like maybe even in a shorter thing. And I'll tell you, I've done a couple of Instagram reels. Like I did 2 of them. I think like one of them was a 3D printing thing. And the other one was, I think the MP3 player, the little Lego MP3 player that I found. Like I posted something about that.
Oh yeah.
And I was surprised by the amount of people that saw it as compared to the amount of people that see any photos that we post.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of crazy.
You know,
Yeah,
Moto.
I was going to say I've modified my workflow now. So what I'm trying to do is I have an audio lapel mic. So I'm running it to the cell phone vertical format. I've got the 4K SLR next to it.
Thank you,
And when I hit record, I record on both devices so I can put one to TikTok and one to YouTube. And the YouTube one can be much larger, but I'm doing everything in very short segments.
You know, Moto, I actually I figured
out
out
it works.
I figured out what your work project was that you were away doing for your work project.
It was all
you
TikTok.
You were cloning yourself so you can be on all the streams at once. Right?
Oh, you caught me. Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what this comment was because Minifig Nick said someone just gone crazy on your Flickr account, and I started to worry for a second. I was like, "Oh no, is somebody like commenting like naughty stuff or something?"
All of your stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's just over there favoriting things. Okay.
Crisis averted.
No, but you guys can probably.
Let's see. I'm gonna try to get a handle on Twitch first. So that's what I was actually recommended to by Chris actually back when we were talking a while back when we were first starting this is like get one down first, and then once you have one, you know, like now we've got YouTube down after a year, so like not that it'll take me this long for other things, but you know, like now I can kind of like we've got this dialed in pretty much, and like now I can kind of focus on Twitch a little bit.
Right. Your Instagram is also lovely. You guys have a great Instagram feed.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I enjoy Instagram too, but it's also hard for me to keep up with a lot. So like I've been trying to post more on it, especially because we're inching so close to 10K followers, which I just can't even believe.
Wow.
And every day we just get a little tiny bit closer. And then, as all of you know, any of you who are who create content here, like the number goes up and then it goes slightly down, and then it goes up a little bit and then it goes down again, and it's like
that is a roller coaster that leads to nowhere. You can't.
Don't be a short-term investor. It's going to look like a stock market. Just be the long-term investor and let that accrue, and you'll be okay.
Oh yeah, like I'm fine with it. It's just now that we're so close, like I'm so excited. Like I really want to get to that 10K, like just because it seems cool. Like it would be.
It is cool.
I know what happens at 10K.
The TrickyBricks Index Fund is going to break 10K, and then there'll be a big celebration.
I know. I just had that happen because I just hit 1,000 followers on Twitch, but it was like, oh, we were like 6 away. And then it was like, oh, now we're like 12 away. And then you're, and sometimes there's like bot accounts that get deleted and things like that. So you're trying not, but it's still like, oh, it's like within my grasp. Like it's right there. And then all of a sudden something happens and you're like, oh, and then you just blow right past it.
Yeah, I think I didn't even look at because I'm not big on social media really. Like I don't stream or do much of anything other than occasionally post on Instagram. Oh, look at that. That's so perfect.
Oh my God.
How perfect is that? These are really
awesome.
I can't even right now. Those are so amazing.
Those are the best.
And Richard is wearing coral.
Exactly. That's for you.
Cool.
That's for you. That's for you.
She's really good at that.
I am good at it, but also I get a lot of opportunity to practice, which helps enormously.
It's true. And
that actually shows. That shows right there one of my major, I didn't invent it, but one of my major theories about color. I like to have not more than 3 major colors visible at any one time. And it's possible to have like a pastel or a more saturate of one of them. And then you use black, white, and gray for highlights and contrast. That's awesome.
I mean, to be fair, I did like, full disclosure, I went to art school. I should, but like if I'm super bad at things like that, the problem is me for sure.
So those are so adorable. I'm dying from that. Oh my god.
Kevin's
so
through it,
amazing.
and I want a new stream host partner.
It's fine.
We're
It did land
He's
on
through it.
the
I feel
scroll,
attacked. I feel attacked. I love them. Brick doodles are also something that, again, with like limited piece knowledge, it's so easy
you say it
to
as though
understand
everyone knows
it.
what you're saying.
Well, but brick doodles.
Here's the thing
about brick doodles.
Here's the thing about it.
Tell us about brick doodles.
It makes sense. And
Brick doodles are just tiny little things that are not a trademark name, and so we can say it.
Because we can't say brick sketch, but like,
well, we can say it, but
brick
like,
doodle,
we couldn't call
you
it
know.
that and sell it, for example.
No, exactly. And Kevin came up with brick doodle for all of the little small.
And if you give her too much space, she tries too hard.
And I make
it looks
crazy
fine,
choices.
But I like the tiny ones. She like, and just like the two different nose techniques there, and just getting like, oh, I'm gonna have. They'll be with their faces, and so like I'll show a little bit of the side hair on, and like I would never think to do any of that.
But it's partly because of a lack of piece knowledge, because I'm looking at them exclusively as shapes and colors, so I don't have in my head the 9,000 pieces, which can be an advantage. But every once in a while, I'll turn to Kevin and be like, I want this to be offset, or I need this to come out of that. You need to fix it.
You showed me this, and all she did was hold the horn above the Unikitty, or above the whatever.
Yeah, it's my disco Unikitty, and I was like, fix my problem.
And that's all she did, and so I had to go grab a jumper and a little clip there, and then she put it on, and she was like, I don't love it, and I was like, raise the rest of it up to match it.
Yeah, you did.
Oh my god, that is so
you did it at first, and then you were like, make everything
so
else.
it's too high, so to like make it a little bit.
That's so us. And then I'll be like, I don't love it, and I'd be like, I'm not judging. I'm not judging. I just don't love it.
You gotta be loving and gentle with your piece solution person, or they'll stop going and finding things.
You don't have the axolotl.
No, the axolotl's not here. But do you know what? Board Productions actually made a Brick Doodles supercut, and like imagine a toddler bringing you drawings that they want you to put on the fridge. Imagine you doing that.
It's 1 minute.
This is my dino. This is my axolotl. This is me.
It's
this
1
is
minute.
Kevin.
It's on Instagram.
It's
1 minute.
and it's magical, and it's just Brick Doodles. It's just
I think we've figured out why she uses TikTok now.
Yeah.
That's all she does is I made it.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's how much attention I have for anything. You got like I have like 15 seconds.
Like that 1 minute felt like 84 hours.
Exactly. It's so many minutes. It's like I can't watch movies. I can't watch movies. I can't do it.
Well, so, I gotta say though, Brenda, I think that's fascinating that you, because this is kind of how we do it, but you approach Lego from a drawing point of view.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And we approach Lego from a theater point of view. That's how we that's our sort of design style and how we approach our builds. I think that's fascinating.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you guys make a lot of it's a very immersive scene, which is why I love your Instagram, because you're controlling your lens. So often when you show something that is this entire immersive universe, and then you have these shots that are like little vignettes, which is exactly what when you see a larger, more complex build, all I want to do is get half an inch away from it and get my little face right up in there, which Instagram is actually really conducive to that, because you'll do these snapshots, which is a very theatrical way of giving someone a guided tour through your work and sort of guiding their eye where you want it to focus, which it does not surprise me at all that that's theater based.
Oh, well, thank you. And I will say that that is something that is, first of all, vignettes are how I started building, and they're still my absolute favorite way to build there, because you can get so much detail in such a small amount of space. There's a lot you can do, more than you would think. And it also gives you an opportunity to really, really pack it with detail, or not. I got to say, the one that I just posted, the 60s apartment with the color blocks and the
I
couch and
love
stuff.
that one.
Thanks.
That
was
so good.
for me, that was like a study in minimalism. Like that was just like, I let it be about the colors and about the style. But I love mock pictures that get right up there and you can't see anything outside the frame of the picture but just the scene, and it just really brings you in as a viewer, like brings you all the way into the scene. I love that.
Well, I also think about, and forgive me, it was a long time ago since my first film class, but I think it was Kurosawa talked about knowing that there's a world outside of the frame you're looking at and suggesting that world is just this real thing that you only have a little window on. And I love that kind of, when you frame something like that.
Right.
When you do.
Also, hi, Hooded One. I don't know if we saw you earlier, but hi. I'm really interested in the way people approach their not only their building, but the way they document their building as well, right? Because I remember we were in a period of building really, really, really large things when we first started on Instagram. And I remember being like, oh man, I don't want to change the whole way that I build just to suit the platform, which of course I ended up doing anyway. But I find that I just think that's interesting how different people will approach it, and whether they're going to give you a big picture on Flickr or a more focused picture.
Yeah, that's obviously changed just during the pandemic, though. Like when we're building more for photographing and putting on social media than like for conventions, you build completely differently, and you certainly photograph differently than
exactly
how you expect people to experience it in person.
I haven't done that.
But there is also something really valuable about like curating the view that you give to your audience, because sometimes that lets you spot check to see like, am I communicating what I wanted to? Like if I put something out there and people, I think, Holly, was it you that was talking about showing kids your mocks, and one of them was like, ooh, it's an X, and one of them was like, I don't know what I'm looking at.
Yes. Yeah. And then I had to fix it. Yep.
That's it. And like you can, when you get down the rabbit hole of a project or a piece that you're working on and you lose that perspective, it can be super helpful to just like hold it up to your audience and say, I don't know, guys, like, what are we anywhere close to what I was intending? How are we doing? And there's
I definitely have a process. So like photographing is one of them. So if I build something, I photograph it. And then that's usually where I find my initial errors, because it's when isn't that a weird thing? Because you can look at your mock for hours and hours and hours and not see something. But as soon as you take a photo and look at the photo, then you're like, oh crap, like this thing's not down and this is missing and this doesn't look right. Then I fix it. Then I run it by my kids. And my kids are like relatively critical, where, I just want to see that instant reaction of someone else looking at it. And I can tell from their initial reaction, like already if like it works or not. And then the next step in the process is showing it to my husband, who is the harshest critic ever. And he'll pretty much tell me to start over if he doesn't. Oh my God.
Yes. No.
And the funny thing is he has no experience with Lego. Like he doesn't build with Lego. He has no like frame of context as far as like how difficult it is or what parts are available or anything like that. He can just, which is good. To me, it's a good thing because I don't want that to matter. So he just looks at it and he tells me if yes or no. And occasionally he'll try to step in and like try to improve it himself, which he never can. So that's always amusing.
Well, I think the perspective of somebody who's not into Lego is a good one, because they're not going to be looking at the same things that somebody like, they're not going to be looking at nice parts use as much as somebody who's an AFOL, right? They're going to be looking at, the overall picture.
Yeah.
Well, and also understand. They'll understand. You go, Holly. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, and most recently I've been like asking for the critique because we're teaching a camp, and I've been like teaching kids how to like techniques and building stuff. And so I need to make sure that like it comes through to them before I start teaching them how to do things wrong, because I worry about that. I'm like, oh gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. Why am I teaching anybody?
Well, and I would imagine that would be like, that's, easier. And again, this is another reason why we're doing this work in progress workshop thing on Fridays, right? Is to provide that kind of outlet for people. Yeah. But, then there's other things like Jason's food stream, it's not like you can have the audience taste it and make sure that it came out the way that it is, right? So I'm guessing that you do a lot of like taste critiques for that.
Yeah, he's way more of a harsh critic than I am. I mean, I'll critique things because now he was in the food industry for almost 10 years, and that's what we did for our honeymoon. We just ate our way through Chicago and New York, and it was awesome. So I've picked up like some techniques from that, but again, most of it I'm like, I don't know what this is supposed to be. It's good. Or there's sometimes I'm like, oh, I wish we had like a little bit of a crunchy texture here. I don't know what, but so like I've been able to add a little bit there, which is nice, but it's definitely not my expertise. But I think that my perspective is still valid though. And I feel like that also comes into play like with me, because again, I've only really been an AFOL for a year and a half, really. And so I don't know about a lot of the pieces. I don't know a lot of techniques. So as somebody who's kind of got fresh eyes on things that are coming out, I feel like it's a different perspective on like, wow, this is really cool. I haven't seen this before. Like, oh, this is really neat. Oh, now I could use this to do this other thing. But yeah, I wish we could send our food elsewhere because he usually wakes way too much. He's used to cooking for like 5,000 people.
I'll give you my address.
Yeah, same.
When we first started, he was streaming 6 days a week, cooking 6 days a week. And I was like,
that's a lot of food.
Delicious.
It's so much. It was so good, but it was so much food. And I'm like, our fridge is completely full of leftovers. Like, and we can't get through the leftovers because you're cooking something tomorrow. And so finally he started scaling down for 2 of us, but it still is more like for 10 of us.
Okay, so now replace making food with building Lego sets, and you have our house. So much.
I'm curious.
Flynn?
Yeah.
Oh, I just had a kind of a realization when we were, when everybody else was talking.
Yeah.
I've realized, especially on the topic of color, when I've built my mocks, they all traditionally fit into my own universe, that space magic universe. And the palette is always very similar. So no matter what I'm building, even though it uses different techniques and stuff, I can put it on the table and all sort of works. But then I realized the polytexture builds, like the wolf, the cat, and then this latest thing I'm working on now, they're very, they use very little colors. They're almost like cartoon versions of whatever they represent. So there's not a lot of the normal bright, explosive palette that I tend to pull out for the rest of this stuff and a lot of details. Yeah. So it's almost like when I do the sculpture work, I approach the build very differently from the color selection and the way it's represented, because it needs to be that real simple, instant shape recognition of what it is, and then a couple of color hits to bring it to life around the eyes or around the mouth, or wherever the feature is on the animal.
I felt like with the wolf,
so that was kind of weird when I just thought about that in relation to the color discussion.
I felt like with the wolf that you had kept the color palette simple so that the texture and shape was foregrounded. I really felt like there wasn't anything between me and fully understanding this shape, even though it's not like you didn't greeble the color or anything.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I just kind of had that realization just by joining today is, I usually have these very detailed, highly complex NPU blowouts with the bright colors and everything put together. And then the polytexture is a completely different 180 of that, where it just focuses exclusively on large scale shapes and putting together some sort of form, but keeping the colors very simple, just to focus on the shape itself. So that was kind of weird. I just wanted to say that out loud.
And Moto, much like Holly, you have like an in-house critic, right? Like at your fingertips.
Well, anytime. Is there a reason that I call him small art director?
Yeah.
There is. Yes, small art director has to approve and disapprove, of stuff as it's going along.
Yeah, my husband's literally an art director.
Well, there you go.
So what about you, Blair? Do you does June give her critiques?
Yeah, it's usually very favorable. But my wife's a good one to bounce stuff off of, because I build stuff. My home theme is like Mecca, so I build stuff that she's not really into, and so she can give more of that like overall perspective, and tell me like no one else will know that it's not done except you. But it's one of those things. I don't know. Like I also like, I'm drawn to builds based on seed parts, and then a color scheme. So rare colors like olive or using pinks and purples really draw me in, because I like having a little bit of a reduced parts palette to work from, trying to use pieces that haven't gotten a lot of love, maybe weird shapes and things like that. And then yeah, I don't know, it's good to have people of those different varieties. It's something I miss, you know, not being able to hang out with other AFOLs locally, and bounce ideas off of each other, because at conventions or at a lug meeting, it's a really great time to like share those ideas, and you can find those congruous builders like Moto or Jake or somebody who builds in a similar style that like you just, you know, you're you know, exponentially improving each other's builds just by saying like, oh, that's a really cool technique, have you thought about this? And then, you know, it's this awesome evolution, like on the spot, you know, like you're the Pokemon getting exposed to that special element that's like suddenly and like, oh, now you're a mega version of yourself, like in a moment's notice.
Well, I'm hoping that's what
Blair
happens.
Charizard version 3 evolved.
I'm hoping part of that is what comes out of, like it already has over the past year, with TrickyBricks and these work in progress showings, is people have said that it feels like an ongoing convention, you know, like we're like regularly having lug meetings and seeing each other's stuff at a convention. And I think there's this and I don't mean to be like art capital A in scrolly letters, but during the time of surrealism and Dadaism, a lot of artists who were who were painting and drawing and writing in a similar style were benefiting from each other's styles and growing as a result of it. And I think while this is utterly different, it's also not. Right. There is this groundswell, this ocean of talent and building that's happening right now. And we're all communicating so much, partly as a result of the pandemic. But, you know, I think that's good things that have come out of all this connection.
So now, Cara, I'm interested because now your husband builds Lego as well, but y'all don't necessarily build things together.
No, not too often.
Right. Now we have so with us, there's a lot of, I mean, usually we're pretty much of the same mind of things, but there's a lot of negotiation that goes on when we're building stuff together about like color and stuff. So I think you, of everybody here, I think actually is the only one who has a partner who builds, who isn't also that you don't build together. Like, so, you know, like Kevin's wife doesn't build Lego, but I'm sure she has opinions, right? So like
she runs a company with my partner, so they have each other while we're doing this.
They have their own playmates.
Everyone has someone to go and play with. Yeah.
Do you and Robert exchange like critique of things or like understanding of certain, you know, techniques or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely talk, and I mean, we both mostly like build for ourselves, right? And by the way, hi Mel.
Oh,
Hi Mel.
Hi, Mel.
But you know, if I have a question, I'm like, is this shape working, or how do you think I can do this, or just in general, what do you think of this? You know, we definitely do a lot of that, but I wouldn't say we really give each other a lot of constructive criticism. It's just more, it's a conversation
right
along the way as we're building in our own little, because he likes to do a lot of trains, and I like to do obviously a lot of things with minifigs and more vignettes, more scenes.
Right.
So, you know, it's we do very different things, but and he likes to do a lot of rockets too, mashup rockets, and extremely colorful rockets.
Oh wow!
Whoa! Wait here, let me give you the big screen on that one.
Oh, that's
I'm ready to go. I like that.
Wow.
That is wonderful.
Fantastic planet.
Very swooshable.
Oh, that part right there. That part with the cones and the claws. Oh, so
cool.
good.
That's
so
awesome.
so good.
Whoa.
See those red claws? I like that.
Yeah, such a great little like
Nice.
top to
And
it.
it's rainbow.
And yeah, very rainbow,
Yes.
very mixed everything.
Love it.
Whoops,
As
I just
well
broke it.
should be.
Take it away from me.
Love it.
So yeah, I mean, we definitely have our own aesthetic. So, you know, which is why I think maybe why we sometimes have a hard time building together, because we do try it, but it's a lot of back and forth and a lot of negotiation. And as you know, he's got his own strong ideas. I have my own strong ideas. It takes a while to find that middle ground. So if we build something together, we try to keep it on the small side.
Right.
Actually, the breaking things is probably one of the best things that my daughter has done for me, which is that I loved sharing my mecha or my designs with her and then finding out where the weak points were and not shaming her or any of my students. When I used to have classes, they'd want to touch stuff and things would fall off, and I'd be like, that's okay, you know, showing them that Lego does fall apart and that is part of the process, you know, and it's an opportunity to improve for myself and a learning opportunity for them. You know, they know, like, not at a convention, you shouldn't touch stuff and break things there, but like when the opportunity arises to touch something, if you do break it, like, it's no harm, no foul. Like, it's an opportunity to learn. It's really cool.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
awesome.
the same way. Like, I'm pretty candid. Like, when we've taught the kids, if there's something that I've designed that's kind of fragile, it's like, I basically expressed sort of the same thing. Like, yeah, I know this is a little fiddly or it's a little fragile, or maybe this is hard to put together here, but it's fine because you know what? You could just take it all apart and build something else. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect or indestructible. I mean, it's a Lego build, you know?
Yep.
Well, that's the bonus of doing mosaics, right?
Yep.
Generally pretty sturdy, although Wanda is having some trouble. She just needs to be hung on the wall.
Yeah, we got to get her on the wall.
She like those with the new mosaics, you know, it's all those 16 by 16 tech bricks that stick together, but they still like to come apart. So you kind of have to. Oh, very nice.
Yep.
Yeah, it probably does help to keep it a smaller size so it's not as much stress, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, gosh, everybody, we have gone way over time. Oh,
we added one detail. Flynn is saying turquoise, and Richard is saying coral.
That pretty much encapsulates most of our conversation.
Also, this little guy.
Nom.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nom, 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 nom.
You are good at these. Those are
I love it.
awesome. Oh
That
my
one
goodness.
was a collaboration.
It's true. I added
We tag
the
teamed
scaling
that
effect
one. Yes.
on with the studs,
I don't know
So
what
good.
scaling effect means.
like scales.
Oh, you just mean scales.
I assume
Yeah.
Hi, Dad.
It is.
Hi, Dad. Well, this has been a wide-ranging
It has.
discussion today.
It has, and that's why I love having like a lovely group of people that all come and approach the Lego art from a different point of view. I mean, I think pretty much we can say everybody here approaches their Lego builds from a very different point of view, right? Like in style and from where you know your colors and all that good stuff. So, wow, fun conversation. I'm so excited. Oh, your dad's here.
Hey, Dad.
Oh wait, Brenda, did you find the glitter orange that we were talking about in your stream today?
Did, and I think I might have to make a brick doodle with that as Hair Beast, because current Hair Beast is screaming ones.
It's probably
So we, you know, because going back to the beginning of our conversation.
Glitter in my hair right now. I find stuff in here that I haven't used in days. It is a problem.
Because going back to the beginning of the conversation, we were talking about new colors or any new colors that come out since Lego Movie in 2019, and I found the glitter orange was a new color that was only in one piece and with one figure in one set, and it was a CMF, and so I sent her to hunt for it.
Which I just feel like entitled to glitter orange somehow. Like I feel
You are.
ownership. So I immediately was like, when
We got to put it in a
College-
sig fig.
exactly, I was like, for me, they made this for me. Thank
Yep.
you.
I told you. I told you. Yeah.
Well, now I need more of those pieces.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, now I just have this idea that there should be sparkle, translucent, glitter Technic.
Oh,
Now
that
it's
happened.
much more
Friends.
receptive.
I just saw. I just
It's those
saw.
Richard pins
I
had
just
glitter.
saw Blair's eyebrows fly about 5 feet up.
Richard,
I mean,
Richard, they
that'd
can't
be
use
amazing.
translucent
Structurally,
in Technic.
Not going to work.
Right, it's a different material, isn't
Yeah,
it?
because it's polycarb. It's got
No,
it's gonna
it-
have too much
It's
clutch.
fury and
We can deal
hatred.
with that problem later.
Maybe.
There,
think I'm
there
okay with
are
it.
trans clear lift arms, which I like to use
Yes.
for making stands for stuff,
Yeah.
but they're very rare. And then if you want a trans clear Technic pin, they usually cost about $3 because they're a cute art.
Whoa.
But I've never bought one because I know I'm going to put them in the stands and then they're going to break and then I'm going to be out like $20 or something.
Yeah.
And I will
Wow.
point out
That's a
that
good
what you
source,
get with
right?
a lot of friend sets, we are starting to get more colorful Technic pieces.
Yeah,
No,
the
because
farms
Friends
and
has all
such.
those play functions.
Yep.
Yeah, Elves had some good
Mhm.
Technicolors.
Yeah.
I got
pieces as well.
Yep. I got a whole bunch of those trans clear lift arms in my BrickCon swag
Nice.
last year.
Ooh,
I
jealous.
felt
Sure.
so like the Lego
Yeah,
gods were
Shima
shining.
Bionicle did have.
Jealous.
You guys thought we were
Lift
done.
arms.
We're not done.
I know, like,
Somehow, some way, there is always something more to say about Lego.
There is always something more to say.
And color
Believe
and
it or not.
Technic.
But I just want to, we are going to wrap things up, but I did want to say just coming up this next week, on Wednesday's show, we are going to be having Ben Alder, the fan designer of the Winnie the Pooh idea set, on for an
Still
interview.
building. Still building.
So we're really, really excited to get to talk to him about that. And also, we will be taking some, obviously we try to include questions from the chat, but if you have questions ahead of time, you could send those questions in so that we would kind of like have them prepared. It's always nice to have some things prepared.
Where do they send
You can do that at Flynn@TrickyBricks.com. You can send any questions there that we could ask Ben. We also have, again, our 2-week challenge going on, which just started. The theme is Logan, which is basically, our dog. But if you have, if you want to go to other Logans, as long as it's not Logan Paul, you're fine. And we are, let's see, what else have we got going on? And then,
Work in progress.
This coming up Friday is the new Work in Progress show. So you'll be able to send in some stuff for that. And
What's the deadline for that?
that would be, Thursdays, like we usually always do. And all that information is on our website, TrickyBricks.com. You can check it out there. And I'm hoping soon we're going to be debuting our new Lego news segment. I got to tell you, I've been dying like ever since we entered the land. I'm just like waiting with bated breath for like the first press release to come out, and nothing's happened since I've been on. And I'm just like every day like refreshing. I'm like, I want something that we can do our first.
And
newscast with.
exactly 2 days.
So I'm very excited about that.
And to whoever, I forget who it was in the chat who says, but we are in talks with Mr. Dershel.
Yes, we are. We are in talks with our buddy Drew. Oh, and as Wilfred says, get Liz, people, get Liz. We are going to be having a Liz seed challenge coming up. Yes, there she is.
It's in my Target cart right now.
Get that, Liz, and we will let you know when that comes up. And I know Monarch is super into Liz. We were having a whole Liz chat in imboredtoys chat yesterday. It was like a whole thing about Liz.
We ended the stream by setting up a row of dominoes.
line.
Yeah, for all of my mini dolls, we put in a line like domino style and poked the party bus into the back of it. They all fell over. and little Liz was the last one to top
It was perfect.
Awesome. So that's what we've got coming up. Can you I want to hear from Kevin and Brenda. Can you tell us where we can find you? And I can already see Kara's getting ready, like she's got her typing hands ready. I said, can you tell us where to find you? And I saw her arm move and ready to go to the keyboard. Why don't you tell us where and when we can find you?
imboredtoys, no spaces, no capitals, on YouTube and on Instagram. We just posted a video today of a little rebuild I did of an amusement park ride.
That's a great video.
And we stream. I'm streaming tomorrow on Claire's channel. And we're streaming on Tuesdays, Other Toy Tuesdays.
It's so fun.
We're gonna do like little marble run type things, and we'll try to build one out of Lego too,
So good.
on the fly. So.
Ooh, cool! Awesome, very cool. And Kat, why don't you tell us, or Brenda, sorry, you have to go. You have to tell us where and how we find you.
You know what? If you just Google artinjest, ARTINJEST, choose your social media.
Oh, man.
Whatever social you would like to media, I will socialize with you. I can't stop.
Including TikTok.
Exactly. Even TikTok. Listen, we can be on TikTok. We can be on Twitch. We can just artinjest. And actually, the video
Brenda.
before the one that Kevin put on the channel is one where it's like there's a video on imboredtoys and a video on artinjest.
I give her access to the channel.
I have access to the channel. So sometimes we post.
She did a painting of the Ulysses probe in watercolor. Doing a giveaway.
Hot topic.
So if you didn't get the Ulysses
video,
space probe,
and we'll
you go
continue
comment.
to talk at the same time.
All the time, forever. Guys.
And you can win the painting.
Only way. You can win the painting.
Yeah.
Kat, tell us where and when we can find you.
All right. Kind of similarly, I'm Misstapkat pretty much everywhere. So Twitch is my primary platform, but I have Instagram, Twitter, Flickr. I have a TikTok. I've done one video on it, I think. But Twitch is definitely my main platform. Stream typically on Sundays, so I will be streaming later today. I don't know if I can lift this part up, but I can. Maybe.
Uh-oh, I see something in the corner there.
We're working on Barracuda Bay.
Oh! Very nice.
And we're raising money for the Able Gamers, which is a charity that helps bring accessibility to video games for those with disabilities. So we're doing that as long as it takes to build this build. So far, we've raised almost $1,000 between the two streams I've done.
Right.
Wow! Awesome. Congratulations!
Yeah.
Excellent. Able Gamers is a really terrific place. I really like them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got, and you know where to find the rest of us because we're here all the time. And if you haven't been following us by now, I'm surprised because there's like everybody, we have our names up all the time. Blair is Lego_stud. Moto is Moto_Lego. Holly is
.Lego. Yep.
Instagram
not anymore.
.Lego.
Underscores only.
Lego, right,
underscores
sorry.
only for TikTok. Yeah, the rest of them are Moto.Lego.
My bad.
It's all right. It's all very confusing.
You can follow Minifig Chick and you can follow H. Walkman on the
Not
Instagram.
Walkman. Yep.
Walkman.
Mm-hmm.
Not Watchman, exactly. Although that would be cool.
Not Walkman like you put in your hip pouch during the 90s. Not that kind of Walkman.
Not Watchman. Not Walkman.
Walk.
So we will be... next time we will see you will be me on Tuesday on Twitch as part of the Raid Train. So come check that out starting at 3 p.m. PST. If you want to see me, if you want to see the absolutely marvelous Jake Studs, make sure that you start at 1 p.m. PST so you can see him. He's delightful. And he helped get our little microphone set up and everything. It's a good egg, that Jake Studs. And you can check out the rest of that schedule. I'll be posting it on our website, so you can see again, like from 1 p.m. PST until I think like 4 a.m., you can just watch nonstop Twitch Lego stream content. It's madness.
Just think, if you were to sort bricks that entire time, just think how many bricks you'd have sorted.
There you go. There you go. So I'm going to be working on the Nintendo, the NES system is what I'm still working on this week. And I already did the system, which Richard cleverly put over on top of our PS4, so it's like sitting in our console with like all of our other video game stuff.
Well, I was inspired by Holly.
Well, you were inspired by cleaning off the table, but
I have mine sitting like next to my actual like NES, which is pretty cool.
And then I'm building the TV now, so that's going to be a fun part. And I really, really have hopes to do some kind of WandaVision mock once the TV is done. Ooh. So, but thank you to all of our guests today, and thanks for hanging out, even though we went I think this may be the longest Sunday we've ever done. Oh my goodness. But there was so much to talk about and laugh about, and had so much fun with all of you, just as always. So looking forward, and we've got some, each Sunday we will be having guests, other content creators, people coming to hang out and give their many opinions on Lego. So, and hopefully we will have all of you who are here back again. So, all right, everybody, we will see you next time. So don't forget, until we see you again, and I'm just warning everybody, this is just going to cut off at the end. All right. This isn't going to be, there's not going to be any like fancy end music or anything. It's just going to we're going to wave and then we're going to say goodbye and that'll be it.
Flynn's going to leave us here all by ourselves.
I'm going to leave Kevin and Brenda here. And they can it'll be TrickyBricks, Kevin and Brenda takeover.
You don't want to give the channel over to us.
Anytime. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes.
All right, everybody. Until next time, don't forget to stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, wear your mask, get that vaccine as soon as you possibly can, and we will see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Keep waving. Keep waving. I'm not done. I'm keeping you trapped in the wave screen. No. Bye.